Hello, and welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I'm your humble game master, Tom, and we are here on our first live stream video. And we're going to start with some introductions of our characters before we go diving right into the action. So let's start with Idrisil, our ranger.
Hail, travelers! Idrisil, the Elven Ranger here. If you're looking for action, you've come to the right place. You can count on my bow to watch your six and take out those pesky archers. My wit is quick, but my arrows are quicker.
Nice. And we have Iggy, our barbarian dwarf.
I'm Ignal Heavybringer. My friends call me Iggy. Obviously, I'm a dwarven barbarian. With my trusty retribution axe Blanche, I'm always ready to make a meal of a battle.
All right, Blanche. And then let's have Sildren and see if he has a Golden Girls themed weapon.
Nope, Sildren's just a half-elf druid, healer, kind of utility guy. I hate anything that's unnatural, and I have a raven companion.
Okay, great. And last but not least, or maybe, is Zanner, our gnome sorcerer.
Keep an eye, friends! I'm Zanner. I'm a known sorcerer. I'm a young kid. I'm optimistic, but I throw a lot of big damage. Mostly in fire because I got bloodline magic, and I tend to support the whole party, usually by getting the party to do something. Almost anything.
All right, great. And our adventure begins. Whipping through the forest, a small boat bounces along a fast-moving river. The boat bangs into a small rock and turns in the rapids. On board is a young man wearing fine yet torn clothes. He hangs on for dear life as water washes over him. He looks desperately upriver for signs of his rescuers. Help! Help! Where are you? Following him is a second boat bouncing along the rough water. This boat is larger, with 4 brave heroes on board, racing to rescue the young man. A gnome sorcerer named Zanner sits at the bow of the craft and calls out,
Hang on! We're coming! Idrisil, get us closer!
Behind him at the oars of the second boat is Idrisil, an Elven Ranger, pulling hard to keep the craft from turning around.
I'm doing the best I can! We're at the mercy of the river now!
At the rear of the second boat is Sildren, the druid. He calmly looks out across the raging water and points towards the side of a boulder jutting out of the river.
Head right towards the rapids. We'll pick up some speed and close in on the merchant's boat.
Into the rapids? Are you crazy? I'm barely keeping us from capsizing here!
The druid places a reassuring hand on the elf's shoulder.
Have I ever led you astray before?
Yes! Many times! Many times, Sildren!
The gnome at the bow ducks as water splashes him hard. He shakes water off his head and calls back to his friends.
How's Iggy doing back there? Is he ready to do something heroic?
The druid turns to the last hero on their boat, a muscle-bound dwarf soaking wet with matted hair hanging over his face.
Iggy, are you ready for action?
Iggy the dwarf crosses his arms and frowns.
I don't like this shabby boat.
Yeah, he's ready.
The hero's boat bounces along the rapids, past the boulder, and closes in on the smaller craft with the young man ahead.
What's the plan? Do we have a plan? We have a cunning plan, right?
We're almost at the other boat.
Yay!
We've got trouble behind us. Those ogres found us!
No!
A third boat comes racing down the rapids. On board are 3 ogres howling and cursing. They have swords and spears drawn as they close in on the hero's raft. One of the ogres with a malformed head yells, That's our prey! He's worth a fortune! And you goes and steals him! We'll gotcha! Iggy the dwarf turns around at the rear of their boat, pulls out his axe, and stretches.
Bring it on, you dog-humping, slack-jawed piggies!
The lead boat with the young merchant hits a rock in the water and almost rolls over. The second boat with our heroes gets closer with each pull of the oars, and the third boat filled with ogres descends upon them with spears flying through the air. Zanner on the bow yells to the young man getting bounced around in the first boat.
Hang on! We're almost there!
Idrisil pulls hard on the oars.
We've got this. We've got this. I've got this.
Sildren, the druid, ducks a spear thrown by the orcs and spots a large dark shape moving under the water. The shape propels itself beneath the surface of the water, glides under the hero's boat, and moves towards the lead craft.
I guarantee you, we do not got this.
A grappling hook snags the rear of the hero's boat, connecting it to the ogres with a rope.
Ha ha! Here they come.
The ominous dark shape under the water moves swiftly towards the first boat.
What is that thing?
The elf rows the hero's boat right into a mass of churning white water.
Everybody hold on!
What do you want to do next, gang?
Brace yourselves!
Your boat's coming in hard and you're splashed right into the water. I need everyone to make a reflex saving throw. Let's get that under our belt, shall we?
Right now? Okay.
17.
Sildren got 28.
Yeah, Xander got a 12. With a roll
Ignal
of
got
a
a 14.
All right. There's a big bump as you're all looking back off of the boat at the ogres that have hooked on with that rope. There's a big bump, a splash, a whole bunch of water goes over, and everyone looks at Iggy at the rear of the boat, who has almost fallen off, and he catches himself and pulls off, and is like, "Woo, that was close." And you all look at the bow. There is no gnomes sitting on the bow of your boat any longer.
Zanner! Where did he go?
You can see some little gnomish hands desperately holding onto the side nearby your oar, Idrisil.
With Sildren's good reflex, he probably is in a good position to snatch him and try and bring him back on board.
All right, Sildren, go ahead and make a athletics roll, please.
I'm so good at these.
So you're reaching over Idrisil, who's got the oars, to get to the front to catch Xander. All right, cool.
I got you, buddy. It's going to be a 21.
Woo! You grab onto Zanner and pull him out by the scruff of the neck like some sad cat that fell into the bathtub, and
It's
pull
so
Zanner out and plop him in the raft.
Try not to do that, buddy.
Zanner, hang on to something! And I'm just trying to maintain level here on the small ship, on the small raft.
All right.
Is Xander now in
Iggy,
the
what
back
are you
of the
doing?
boat?
Hey, Zanner, you're in the back.
Okay.
I'm going to yell at
Idrisil! Get off those oars!
Oh, okay.
You're a real sailor, take care of this. Get your damned bow out and take care of these dicks back here.
All right, that'll be a pleasure. And I'm immediately just gonna get up and slide right out and let him take his place.
All right. You get out. All of you are kind of just cramped and moving and stepping over each other in like the back half of the boat. There's like the front half is totally empty, and the back half is all jammed up, and you switch places.
How far away are both boats to us, the young man and the ogres?
The young man's is about 40 feet from bow to stern, from stern to bow. So he's about 40 feet away. And the rear boat is about 20 feet away. And they have one of the ogres is grabbing and pulling in the rope to pull the two boats closer together.
Okay. Idrisil is going to yell at... So, Sildren, try to squeeze past Iggy, get to the front of the boat, and see if we can get a way to save that young man. I'm going to quick draw and shoot these guys.
Shoot the rope!
Okay.
We can use the grappling hook on the other boat!
Ooh, actually, yeah. Can I cut the rope on the grappling hook instead?
With your arrows, you can sure try.
No, I'm going to quick draw my dagger.
No!
Okay.
We need the rope!
You need a grappling hook, Zanner? Reach into my bag.
Xander scrambles into Iggy's bag. I assume he's wearing it.
Yes, but he's rowing, so you can start manhandling his bag from behind.
Yeah.
I love that I just said that. And then we have poor Idrisil, who quick draws a bow, then quick draws a sword, then quick draws a dagger, then quick draws the bow. Zanner, you have a grappling hook in your hand, and Idrisil, why don't you make a couple shots for us?
With my dagger?
your bow. I'm assuming you wanted to shoot at them because they've already got Zanner has the grappling hook unless you're doing something with it.
Yeah. I'll just go ahead and do a quick shot at him. Or a quick
Okay.
I should say. 21 to hit.
That is a hit, I
Yeah, it is.
believe.
All right.
Checking.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, it'll do 8 points of damage to the guy who's pulling in the
All right. Shoot, you hit him right in the upper left chest. He howls, pulls that arrow out, and throws it into the water.
I'm going to shoot again, and I'm going to... So, Children, how's the progress going? How you guys doing? I'm just going to keep firing.
Just give him the thumbs up. We're good.
And Sildren
I'm not sure what he's.
Another 21 to hit.
All right, that's another hit. Roll your damage.
And 4 this time. Same guy.
4 points. Okay, and you have one more shot available to you.
I do. I'm just going to go ahead and take it. And an 11 to hit.
All right, that one, too much bouncing water is not looking good. Iggy, I need you to make an athletics roll as you're controlling this boat, trying to row it into a safe spot and catch up to the guy in front of you.
23.
With huge pulls of the oars, you were able to get closer and closer, and you're closing in on the young guy in skiff number 1 who hits another rock. You can see he's taking on water, and you're pulling up, and you're about 5 feet behind him as the boats 1 and 2 are right almost on top of each other. And Sildren, you haven't done anything in a bit.
So I headed towards the front, and I've been watching the dark whatever it is that's been beneath the surface, and my raven has kind of taken aloft and is prepared to swoop down on it should it breach the surface. I also have my bow out.
All right. With your bow out, you've got like 1 foot on the bow of the boat. You're looking like all cool and manly, like Abe Simpson from one episode I remember from a long time ago. Anyways, and you can see the dark shape disappear underneath the front boat, and I'm sure that's totally fine.
That can't be good.
Zanner, you had this grappling hook you pulled out of the back, and you turn around, you can see the boat behind you. The boat number 3 is almost right on top of you. There are 3 ogres, and then you're also trying to deal with this boat in front of you. What do you want to do, Zanner?
Xander's gonna throw the grappling hook at the boat in front.
Do I hear this thing whipping around my head?
Oh yeah.
We'll duck.
As much as you can duck, right? I'm as tall as I can
around
get.
your waist.
Yeah.
So yeah, Zanner wants to throw the grappling hook up front, and then depending on how many actions that takes, might be able to deal with the ogres in the back.
All right.
Just going to go ahead and tell Sildren to hold on to Xander should he get a little too close to the bow.
A little too. All right. Zanner, make some sort of ranged attack roll. Roll a 20-sided die, add your dexterity and your level.
Yeah. All right. So, and my level. So let's see. So that is, that's a natural 1. I'm going to spend a hero point is what I'm going to do.
It would cost 2 with our house rule.
Oh my God. I'm going to spend them both.
You want to
on my first
spend both?
roll?
Whoa.
No, you know what? I'm not going to do that.
Banner, keep one. I'll give you one.
All right. Let's do that. So I'll spend 1.
Okay.
So I got those. Thanks, Iggy. I've got that one back. And I will re-roll. So I'm going to roll dexterity. You said add my level to it.
Yep.
All right. So rolling the dex. Woo! It's a 10 plus 5. It's a 15. It's a 14. It's 14.
I don't know what. Xander's just calling out random numbers as he throws. The hook goes. It's pretty bouncy. It's not an easy roll. You throw the hook, it goes flying through the air, and it catches onto one of the seats in that front raft. You have successfully secured your boat to there, and you also hear from the front of the raft, "Ah, my leg!" as you have pinned the poor young merchant's leg to his raft.
We're almost there. Hold tight, buddy.
I have no choice.
Almost there.
I can heal it later. He's fine.
And with a thud, boat 2 hits the back of boat 1. That's the good news. And with a thud, boat 3 hits the back of boat 2. That's the bad news. And a whole bunch of ogres come just tumbling in to the 2 people who are closest to the rear. And I believe that is Sildren and Idrisil.
Haha. I'm just going to go ahead and drop my bow. And now I will.
Sildren was actually towards the front of the boat.
Oh, that's right. You're fine. So it's poor Zanner then. I think might be caught up in the. No, he was up near the front. It's Idrisil all by himself, is just dogpiled.
Kill it!
Idrisil, make a acrobatics roll to tumble out of the way, or an athletics roll to brute force your way out of their massive dogpile.
Okay, I want to try a tumble with a 24.
24. You were able to step up, back. You put your foot on something soft and step further back. You realize that was Iggy's head, and now you're in the front of the boat. And the 3 ogres, 2 fall face first into the boat. Another steps on them, and he does get in a couple of attacks on you, but they did not dogpile on you. That's the good news. Okay. All right, he's attacking you. He swings a sword right at your head with a 29 to hit.
That hits.
Not a critical, but a hit,
Not a
right?
Critical, yes, correct.
Damage is 14 points of slashing damage. And then a 13 to hit.
Does not hit.
And then an 8 to hit. He swings once, connects, and then the rocking the boat throws off his other motion. And he looks pissed, and his other buddies are slowly trying to get up. Idrisil, what do you want to do?
I'm going to... My foot is still on Iggy's head, right? Or did I move it?
Yeah, you stepped off of his head and you're kind of straddling him right now.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and not do that. I'd like to jump off of him with my sword in hand and come down at the guy who I was previously shooting at.
All right, you ignore Iggy's protestments, and you step on his head. You launch off with a big dive. You dive out and make an attack with a +2 for Iggy launching.
Okay. With Iggy launching, that's a 29.
Jeez.
29. That is a critical hit.
Nice. So for a critical, do I just do it twice? For my short sword?
And then add it together.
All right. We got 10 points of damage.
10 total. You slice right into the guy with a big crunch. You have 2 more actions left available to you.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep moving and trying to dodge the 3 of them all coming at me. So I'm just going to attack again with my short sword here. With a 21 with no advantage.
That's a hit. Boy, you're hacking them up.
And that's 7 points of damage.
All right.
So this guy, I'm pretty much focusing on that one guy still.
Okay. You're hacking and hacking and hacking. He's getting bloody, but he is still hanging in there. Iggy, you've been at the oars for a bit. You can see there is the boat you've hit right in front of you that you've attached with a grappling hook, and your boats, those 2 boats, number 1 and number 2, you're heading towards a series of nasty looking boulders with white water just smashing into it.
Somebody get in that front boat and steer us away from the boulders.
And then I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
And then, how close are these? These ogres are like right on top of me, right?
You can smell them. You can hear them breathing and cursing. Yes.
That's not saying very much, but still.
Yeah, I jumped off his back, and I'm still like almost leaning on his back now. Like,
I'm gonna pull the oars into our boat, stand up, draw my axe, and I'm gonna do a sweeping attack on at least 2 of them.
I'd like to use my last action to jump out of the way of this.
Okay. Idrisil ducks as a big sweeping axe goes right overhead. Make an attack.
22.
22 is a hit. To both.
Then 10 points of damage.
Slice. You do a sweeping arc with your axe. You hit the wounded one, and you hit another one that just rose to its feet with some nice damage. Before you carry on, Zanner, what do you want to do? And same thing, Sildren the Druid. What do you 2 guys want to do right now? You also see the current situation you're in.
I'll take the oars, and then Sildren will start maneuvering to the other ship, the other boat.
You're already touching. You're touching.
All right. Well,
So are you maneuvering? Are you jumping up to it? Or are you like running over to that?
Are you going
boat?
up to the front boat? You're going up to the front boat?
yeah. I'm going
Okay,
up
I
to the
got
front
you.
boat so I can start maneuvering the boat from there. So I'll take over
All right,
the oars.
You make a leap as the boats are rocking a little bit. Make an acrobatics check, just a 15 or higher, and you're fine.
26.
Ooh, that is very fun.
26.
That's a critical
Woo!
success, no?
Yeah. You dive into the seat. You've got the oars in one hand, and with your other hand, you're able to loosen up that grappling hook and help get the poor merchant's son's leg out from underneath it, and it looks a little bloody. And he's like, "Oh, thank you. Zanner, what did you want to do?"
Xander's gonna, seeing the Sildren's jumped in, he's gonna spin around and I'm gonna try to blast all three of the orcs with the burning hands.
That's great. There's one catch, and that is there is a ranger in front of you, there is a dwarven barbarian in front of you, and then there's a wooden boat underneath of the mass of it. Just
I don't see the problem.
I just
okay. Roll
feel
away.
heat behind me. And just
That
know.
all seems perfectly fine. Hold on! Yeah! And burning hands, and I believe that one is a reflex save. So they need to
All
make
right.
a 20 or higher to avoid all damage.
Thanks.
I will roll for the ogres. You guys roll for yourselves.
29! You can't hurt me. I just yell, friendly fire, friendly fire.
We're still friends!
Iggy, roll your reflex save.
Are we?
17.
Okay!
All right.
Hold
Idris still
on.
passes. Everyone else fails.
It is only 19 points of flame damage. Yeah!
He burns the boat behind us altogether.
You light up all the three ogres. They take 19 points of damage like crazy. The wounded one is, and he falls back into their boat on just this human torch. The other two are also badly burned. Iggy is burned for 19, and Idrisil, the ranger, you are burned for half of that for 19
10.
points of damage?
Rounds up. So 10, right?
I think it rounds down. Let's round down.
I apologize, rounds down. So sorry, Iggy. I'm
So
not,
you take
Well, buddy, we're going to talk about you burning my ass all the time.
I'm here to help. I'm helping. I'm a helper.
Arr.
Yeah, I'm blowing smoke off of the tips of my candles on my arrows. You said 9 points?
Idrisil quietly breaks open a container of Tuck's medicated pads. Yeah, it was 9 points of damage. And one other thing of note. Sildren at the lead boat. You've got the merchant son nodding, going, "Hey, thanks for your help." And then there is a big flop as a weird tentacle appears, splashes out of the water, and lazily flops onto your boat. And another one flops from the other side as though someone is giving a nice hug, a nice warm hug to your craft. And these two tentacles are lying right there, and they're kind of squirming and getting a little closer and a little closer and a little closer. What would you like to do?
What I'm going to do is grab the merchant, say, "Come on," and I'm going to leap back onto our boat with the merchant and cut the rope.
Woo, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Don't you dare leave. Don't you dare leave my grappling hook behind.
And probably leave that grappling hook behind.
Oh.
Yeah, this one back here is burnt to shit. So.
All right, Sildren, you get up, you yell. What do you yell at the victim here?
Get on the other boat, and I'll kind of shove them that way.
You start shoving him that way when one of the tentacles moves towards you and it splits open at the end, revealing jagged teeth, 100 of them, all small and curved inside. That this mouth tentacle, long mouth tentacle, comes out and comes biting at your upper torso area. And it is a 16 to hit.
No, that's going to be
And
a
then
miss.
And then a 19 to hit.
Also a miss.
Oh, it bites and it bites. You pick up the grappling hook and get some tension off of it and parry with the grappling hook briefly. You've got the merchant's son on your side of the boat as this first boat starts to get crunched, and you leap as the boat starts to crunch. It's not a good time to leap. You need to make a athletics roll to cover the distance now.
Okay.
There you go.
That will be a 23.
With a 23, you fly and you come up short, but it's still good enough. And the crazy bouncing and the destruction, you hit belly first on the bow of your ship. You're hanging on for dear life, and you just boldly say, "Here's the grappling hook," and you drop it in your side of the boat.
Thank you.
You have pissed off ogres, and the back of your boat is totally on fire. And at the same time, let me make a roll because they haven't done anything in a while. Idrisil's in the back right next with Iggy.
Yeah.
All right. Idrisil, what's your athletic skill?
My athletic skills +7.
+7. One of the ogres grabs at you, misses, swings with his sword, misses, and grabs again and succeeds, and grabs you by the throat and lifts you up off the boat and over the water, but doesn't have an action left to take any other dire action. And Idrisil is being held over. There is another ogre who is attacking at the dwarf who's standing near the oars, and this guy hammers away for a 26.
Yep.
And then a 25 to hit.
Good Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And then a 19 to hit.
So
Oh my
the 19
God.
does not hit.
All right, he hits you time after time after time. You were hit for a total of 23 slashing points of damage. So you got one ogre that's holding Idrisil over the water. You've got your boat, which is half on fire. Another ogre that just hammered and just splatted Iggy's blood all over the place. And last but not least comes a raging torch of giant flame of the almost dead ogre who got knocked off the boat. He comes flying through, and he is diving at Iggy as well. Iggy, make a reflex saving throw -2.
A 9?
9.
-2.
And
Eee.
Iggy is pinned to the boat by this big flaming guy. You take 6 points of fire damage as you are struggling. Your axe clatters to the bottom of your boat, and it's chaos like crazy. The young guy who's in your boat looks back over at Sildren and says, "What kind of rescue is this?" as Sildren's trying to get back on. And then off in the distance, unbeknownst to all of you, there is a little bit of a rise around the river as it kind of cuts its way through to a little bit of ravine, maybe 20 feet or so. And up ahead, off in the distance, is a small, shadowy figure hiding in the trees, waiting in ambush as the carnage of 3 boats connected starts rolling on by. We went bump of Zanner. What would you like to do?
Oh my gosh, they're still alive even after burning hands, huh?
Yes.
Don't you do it again.
I was just thinking. I have a lot to think. So, okay. So, God, Idrisil, you're over the edge. I got it. It's okay.
Xander does nothing. Sildren, what do you want to do?
Sildren turns
go
around. It's like, my God, why is the boat on fire? And then we'll ray of shit. Actually, no, I'm just gonna control the boat. I'm gonna hop down on the oars and try and control the boat and get it away from, towards the shore, and away from whatever this monstrous creature is that's under the water.
Okay, you grab onto the oars. Go ahead and make an athletics roll just for overall maneuverability of the boat. You can fail it, but success is good.
14.
14. You make noticeable progress of trying to steer the boat away. You can see the shape. You can see there are now 5 or 6 tentacles that have just crunched around the front boat and have just crunched it, and splinters of wood and shards go flying everywhere. You still have this flaming orc that's on top of Iggy. You have Idrisil being held over the water by one hand by an orc. Your boat's getting quite a bit of fire, smoke, and everything boiling off the back. It's not looking good at all. And then up above, as you approach this strange small figure in the trees, you see leaps off of the top of the ravine, comes flying about 20 feet through the air, and is screaming down in a small, strange, goblin-like shape, and out comes Jix, the goblin alchemist, flying through the air with bombs in hand.
Away, bitches!
What kept you?
he throws some bombs.
This was being choked, and he's like, "Oh my god!"
And what's that one? A 19 to hit.
19. What kind of bomb is this that you're throwing?
This is going to be Alchemist Fire, of course.
Of course it would be.
Jesus.
Of course. All right. You hit what is your target, Jix?
Jix doesn't know right now. He just sees a bunch of chaos going on.
You're too busy setting up his line.
He hears these ogres and just sees mayhem. He just wants to put an end to it all. So,
all right.
Maybe the ogres. He's heading towards
maybe
he's
50-50.
kind of aiming towards the main group of ogres.
All right, more fire erupts on the boat, and what's your damage that you do with that?
And that's gonna be 13 damage plus
13. 13 points of damage, yeah, and then there's some splash as well, I believe.
2d8 plus 1. Yeah, that's 13. And then the splash is 4, and there'll be 3 persistent.
Okay. Big gout of fire erupts all over the place. Jix heroically flying through the air. You need to make an acrobatics roll to time your jump just perfectly.
Okay, acrobatics. That's 19.
That's
19. You land in the front of the boat next to the young merchant, and you do that superhero land on like one knee type pose. You stand up. What do you say to this young guy who just saw a goblin come flying out of the air?
Who the hell are you?
And Jix, you have one more action available to you.
What does Jix see? He just landed on this boat, and like, can he make out anything that's happening right now?
Yeah. You see the usual. You see absolute burning chaos everywhere. The boat's on fire, the back half. You've got Sildren rowing. You've got Zanner trying not to kill other people around him, mumbling to himself. You got Idrisil, who's like being choked and held over the water, giving a thumbs up when he sees you. And you can see there's a dwarf underneath a mountain of burning ogre flesh. And there's still a couple ogres right there. What do you got, Jix, for your last action?
So I'm gonna go after the 2 unoccupied ogres. I'm gonna occupy them with some bottled lightning.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, that's not set up right. So we're gonna do. Where's my other bomb here?
Oh,
natural 20.
Nice.
So that does. Come on. That does. Wow. Yeah. 6 points of electricity damage.
12, right? Double it?
Sorry, 12.
You would double it. Actually, we'll probably do more than that. The ogre, the second ogre, who is lightly wounded from being axed a bit, he goes, "Rah!" and is ready to charge and leap over the mass of burning flesh. And as he yells, you throw your bottle lightning bomb, and it goes straight into his mouth and down his throat. And you can describe what happens next, Jix.
Oh! It's like the Emperor Palpatine, like what's his name? Darth Vader, where Darth Vader grabs him and you can see like through his helmet, he's getting electrified. That's what you see happening inside this ogre.
The ogre howls, lightning shooting out. He drops down right at your feet, Jix, and he pulls you really close, your little goblin head very close as he's dying, and he says, let me see you with my own eyes. All right. And then he dies. And he looks nothing like James Earl Jones, which is such a surprise after all this time. And he is absolutely dead. And the boats are carrying on. And Sildren, as you're rowing, you see there is one dark shape under the water that you're steering away from. And just a single innocent tip of a tentacle lands on the bow of the boat right behind your kidnapped victim, the merchant's son. And you look at him nervously. He looks at you and says, hey, we're going to make it. And Zanner. Zanner, it's been a while. Let's do Zanner real fast.
Yep.
If there's a tentacle right there, the first thing Xander's going to do is light it the fuck on fire. What the commanders get? And
Stop lighting that boat on fire!
And I throw my elemental toss at it. For 22.
Okay. All right. With a 22, you hit the tentacle. The merchant's son ducks and goes, whoa! And fire goes past him and hits the tentacle. What's the damage on that?
9 points of fire damage.
9 points of fire damage. Speaking of which, Iggy, take 9 points of fire damage, please, Iggy, as you are burned from the mass of medium rare ogre flesh that's on top of you. And Iggy, the ogre who dove on you is dead. You can smell that he's quite done. And what would you like to do?
Push him off of me, out of the boat into the water.
Okay, you push him off, you heave him with a plop, he goes into the water. He actually goes about halfway over. You're trying to get him off the edge. You're laying on the bottom of the boat. It's not easy. And then a black tentacle grabs him with his bitey teeth and pulls him into the water. And what else would you like to do, Iggy?
Where did that tentacle come from?
And I see the one on the front of the boat, and I'm going to go over there and take...
Does that every Saturday night.
And take a whack at it.
Okay.
With a 24.
24 is a hit.
Nice.
10 points of damage.
You were whacking at the tentacle that was just there? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you whack that tentacle, some weird blackish blood comes spraying out onto you, adding to the chaos and gore that's all around you. There is also one ogre, totally healthy, and you're going to be done. Sildren, what would you like to do? There is one ogre, totally healthy, standing there holding your ranger.
He has... Oh, that guy. Okay.
I thought he died.
Nope.
We all been facing the wrong way on the boat.
So what will happen is Sildren will turn and swing at him with his oar, while the raven, she's swooping in and will attack him, claws and teeth gnashing.
Teeth? Your raven has teeth?
I'm sorry, beak. Gnashing, and then will trying to basically...
Its beak opens and 1,000 teeth appear.
Right. Basically knocking him back, hopefully bringing Idrisil back at least his feet over the boat.
Okay.
So how do we want
For your oar attack, make your sword attack, but just do 1d4 plus whatever, 1d4 bludgeoning.
Copy. All right, so sword attack. 21 to hit.
21 is a strike for sure. He's flat-footed too, so that's a 23.
So 1d4, 4 points of damage.
4 points. You club him in the back, and your raven comes flying at him too to attack.
Yes, and she is doing her ability, so she's blinding him or dazzling him, as the case may be, and then he'll take bleed damage.
Okay.
Is he holding
Peck, go ahead.
me with 2 hands or 1?
He's holding
No,
you with
none.
just a single hand.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Single hand. He's pecked at the eyes. He starts swatting at this raven that's pecking him. He can't see. And he starts swatting with both hands to try and get this raven out of the way. And then he finally is able to swat the raven away, but he can't easily see. His eyes are bleeding slightly. And Idrisil is nowhere to be seen in this combat right now. Idrisil, you go splashing down into the water. You can make a reflex save of 18 to see if you can catch the boat end, the ridge of the boat, a side of the boat with your hand, just as you're about to float away.
That is a natural 1.
There's a tentacle beast behind you. I'm sorry. I mean, on top of you.
We are going to burn some hero points, gentlemen, in the first half of the first episode. They are gone. Let's not roll that again.
You better.
Got to use them. Double click. Oh, sorry. Double click. Double click. All right. A reflex save
Oh, no!
of 19.
Oh, it's a 7. Oh, Christ. I thought you did it twice.
That's pretty dramatic for a 7.
With a 19, Idrisil, as you fall, you splash. Zanner does cry out, "Oh no!" But you do have one grasp on the back of the ship, and it's hot burning. You grab another section that's not so burning, and water's just blasting. You're in the river up to your face, but you're holding on to your flaming boat, so you are not quite gone. You have another action or 2 left. Anything you want to try?
I am a combat climber, so I am going to use my, I guess, maybe an athletic roll. I'm going to try to get back up.
Okay, make an athletics roll,
current.
please.
I'm going to fight the current here and try to get back on the boat. 9.
With a 9, you pull yourself up, but you can't keep it up, and you splash back down. Sildren, you can see up ahead there is some rocks that your boat is heading towards. You were trying to get to shore, but you can't make it. The raging river is taking you fast. There's some rocks ahead, and then to the left is where the water can more easily flow, and all of that you can hear is heading towards a thunderous waterfall up ahead.
We're in trouble, boys, and I am trying very hard to get us, I guess, on the left-hand side where the water's flowing easier and hopefully to shore.
Okay, make an athletics roll for
Okay.
boat control.
Not survival? 19 total.
19. You're making some control. You're heading away from the big boulders with white water blasting off of it. You head towards the left, which is towards the waterfall, but also towards more shore. And you're getting close to there. Bum, 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 bum. Let's do, who hasn't gone in a bit? Zanner.
Yeah. Orc is still on the boat?
Yes, there is one who's got some bloody eyes.
Okay.
Or-
more
or-
fire. More fire. So,
No more fire!
There are allies around that vicinity. There's one, Iggy.
you can't see. Talk.
I'm at the front of the boat. I just
Okay.
attacked that.
That's right.
pinnacle.
That's right.
And Idrisil's hanging off the edge, right?
Yeah, Idrisil's popping up and just, well, you still have someone back here!
Yeah, nope. Xander's in the cast burning hands.
Oh, God.
Okay. More gouts of huge amount of flame.
It's a 20 or higher to for his reflex save.
The ogre rolls a 18.
Burn for 12 points of damage.
Okay. I like that even the microphone can't handle Xander's yelling. 12 points of fire. The ogre, who's blinded, is now lit up from his left side with flame. And Idrisil, you take 1 point of singed pinky damage as you are very heavily protected from this fire, but not totally. And you hear with the word fire, it repeated over and over in a little goblin voice. Jix, what do you want to do?
Fire! 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 Jix is going to
Throw a water bomb.
Might as well throw a firebomb.
Okay.
You guys know we're on a boat, right?
Yeah, we're on a wooden boat, you idiots.
That's a 24.
24. You splash fire, goes flying everywhere, and you hit the last ogre. What's your damage?
I'm just going to go ahead and take 10 points of damage now.
That's 16 points of fire damage.
16. He's just trying to bat out this fire from the burning hands. As soon as he gets it, he turns around and now he gets hit again with Jix fire. He's burning like crazy. And he stumbles backwards and falls off the back of the boat. Idrisil, I need you to take the 4 points of fire splash damage.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I need you to make one last athletics roll as you try to pull yourself out of the way of the ogre that's falling down into the water on top of you.
Yeah. 22.
There you go.
22. Idrisil, you're able to pull yourself along to the side. You're still in the water, but you safely avoid that last ogre, Idrisil.
Yeah, I'm going to go down.
You're holding on.
When he comes over me, I'm climbing up, and then I go back up.
Idrisil, you catch your breath. You're holding on. You're trying to wait to get the strength just for a moment to start to pull yourself up. And as you look up, you see there is a massive drop of waterfall as big rocks go flying past you on the side as your boat goes heading off the edge. And Zanner, as you're blasting fire, you can see some strange tentacled creature in the water stop moving with the water and start going back upstream as it does not want to continue down further anymore. And then you turn around with a little cheer. And then
from the creature.
And then can see the landscape kind of just fall away as your boat is heading over the top. I need everyone to make your choice, some sort of crazy reflex saving throw to dive off onto those last rocks, or to make an athletics roll to ride it out on this drop. It looks to be a 35-foot drop.
Zanner's going to try to reflex and hydraulic push himself to the side of the... You know what? Never mind. I'm just not going to keep explaining. That's... No.
Jix jumps off. I'm assuming he does with a 29.
Xander
With
jumps
29.
onto Sildren.
Yeah,
11.
pretty much. We're going over together.
Okay.
Phil rides this shitty ass burning boat down with a 28 athletics roll.
Okay, and Idrisil?
Idrisil is going to see Zanner try to jump out and grab him and just like, no, we're going together. And we all...
I just came from
All
that
right.
way. I'm not going back there.
And meanwhile, Sildren and Zanner are just hugging each other as we're getting ready to go over the waterfall.
I would like
Yeah,
Nice knowing you, man.
with my 28, I would like to protect the kid as much as I can.
All
shit.
right.
Forgot about that.
Well, there's
You
a kid.
forgot all about him.
Not me.
if we had time, I was about to be like, Sildren grab the kid, Iggy grab Zanner, I'll grab Jix, but we didn't have time.
Oh, no.
The boat
Xander.
goes over the edge. As it goes flying over, Jix, you made it a critical success. You leap out onto those tall rocks and just run across them with ease to the safety of dry land. You look back to see everyone following you, but no one has. Instead, you see the boat going over the edge. It's like at a 40, 50, 80, 90 degree angle. It's dropping down over this raging rapids. You see the dwarf let go of everything he can't, holding onto his axe though, but grabbing onto the young merchant kid and just boldly holding on with bravery and looping his foot around the one of the seats. And then in the rear of the boat is Zanner and Sildren that are just hugging each other, I think you said, and just screaming together in unison. And then hanging off the side of the boat is just this nonplussed Idrisil, like, damn it, as the boat just goes over and falls. It falls and falls and falls and falls, splashes into a small little lakeish area on the bottom, and shattered wood hits. The second boat, shattered wood hits. You guys are barely hanging on. Pieces go flying everywhere. Another boat comes down on top of all of that and hits, and there's chaos and splinters.
Jix is just like, what the hell, guys?
Idrisil's just laying dead man in the water, just.
It is. It's about 15 minutes later, and all of you are now on a muddy shore and pulled out, laying there, gasping for breath, exhausted. And you save the kids. So every single one of you take 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, God.
Gosh.
Is anyone knocked out from that?
No, that's Sildren's first
No.
damage.
Not quite.
All right.
Iggy, you got to be hurting.
I'm very close.
All right.
I'm not doing great.
I got some healing I can do.
And everyone's laying there exhausted. Sildren, you're up first. You sit up. You're catching your breath. Your raven comes flying in and lights gently upon you. And then standing in the dry grass is Jix the Goblin with just a welcoming little smile.
Jix, where the hell have you been? You
Where the
scared
hell?
me.
Where the hell have I been? you don't have time for all the stories that I've got to tell you guys. Let me tell you. So, well, maybe you do. So there I was. I was just about to take that shadow dude out when all of a sudden I'm face to face with a monkey on top of a spire in the middle of the ocean. I'm like, what the fuck? Shadow guy was nowhere to be found. So, I don't know. Anyway, the monkey guy, I called him Mike. We hung out for a while and we ate some seagulls. You know, I discovered 17 different ways to cook seagull intestines. You guys are going to like it. But I see this piece of ship.
How long is this story?
Anyway, I see this piece of ship, this debris floating by, and I figured, you know what? I don't know if it's going east or west or north or south, but I'm going to go for a ride because this old spire here is getting kind of boring.
Mike the monkey, you're so full of shit.
Hey, this is
You
my
just
story.
bounced out of that fight because you were scared.
No, I wasn't. I saved your asses.
So you see a boat full of your friends, and the first thing you think of is fire gun bitches. Not very friendly, Jix.
In his
It's so good to see you.
Pretty Jix.
I
But
we
miss
were
you so
already
much.
on fire.
You guys were getting your asses handed to you by a bunch of ogres.
I mean, we burned him.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Where
burned
are
them.
we now,
Oh,
Jix?
this is Sildren. Do you know him? It's been
Yeah,
so
we've
long.
met.
Yeah, I remember children.
I'm
He's
just
the one that
saying.
got me in this fucking predicament in the first place.
Hey, I wouldn't say that now.
If it wasn't for that crystal box of yours, I wouldn't have been gone for the last 4 months.
Quit your whinging. You're here now.
Yeah. So anyway,
Sounds like it worked out well.
well, I picked up a new trick or two here and there, and figured I'd make my way back up to Elden Home. And
Where's your little monkey friend?
you know, I just kind of left him there. He said he didn't want to
You're
come.
so full of shit.
I would love to see the spires sometime. You're gonna show me. I don't
Well,
want to eat seagull though. Gross.
maybe we can take a little vacation.
I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of monkeys.
What happened to Raineth, the creature we were fighting?
That's the weird part. Like, I was going through this time warp dimension thing. I had my hands around Raina's neck, draining the life out of it. And then when I get through the other side, it's just damn monkey. I don't know. I don't know where Shadow Dude went.
Sounds like
Very
a problem
well.
for another time. Thanks to
Indeed.
that waterfall, our journey to get this young man home just took about a couple hours detour.
Oh yeah, this is we're helping.
Oh, yeah. You're the guy on the boat.
Yeah? The one who I asked, who the hell are you? So who the hell are you?
He says, my name is Chase. I think I might have heard a rib.
Jace, I'm Jix.
And I punch him in the rib.
Yeah, looks like it's hurt all right. Sorry about that there, buddy.
Oh, my dad will pay 1 gold to the first person who punches him.
Zanner punches at Jix.
Okay.
Should I just do a strength roll on that one? Because I don't have much.
Sure.
It's all right. I'm gonna roll. It's 2.
The wind up for the punch was as long as the dice roll took.
No more punching, you two.
Hey,
Xander's like, "Have we invented the telegraph yet? Because I'm gonna telegraph this."
Zanner, it's okay, buddy. Getting a little stronger there.
I didn't really want to hit you. I'm so happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you too, buddy. I'm happy to see all yous. I guess.
It's good to have you back, Jax. Keeping up your tantrums as always.
So what have you been up to? Besides getting your asses kicked by ogres.
Oh wow, let me tell you. And Zanner starts going right into it. And if you'd like, I'll do it Zanner style.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No. That's fine.
Uh-huh. Oh. And then? Uh-huh. Oh.
And in the meantime, Sildren's just been going around and applying healing to everyone through just his natural ability versus magically.
Okay. And how much is that?
That is 15 hit points worth of damage to everyone.
To everyone?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or of healing, not 2 of damage, but everybody's healed 15. And then probably Idrisil and Iggy will both get a level 2 heal.
Okay.
So
I'm going to do some
Yeah,
battle medicine as
I'm at-
well.
I'm at 23 hit points right now, out of 54.
This is for you, Idrisil.
Oh, nice.
15, nice.
Sweet. Appreciate that.
No, hold on. That was my success. I need, you got 11 points, 11 more
nice.
points. And then just do one to myself.
And let's see.
I just realized the young merchant who you were chasing in the boat to begin with was named Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Thank God his name wasn't Drown.
You're healing 9 plus 8, 17 more hit points.
Oh, wow.
And Iggy 16.
Nice.
Gives me almost.
And that's
back to
2 of
complete.
my level 2 heals.
Right.
What time
You
of day
guys
is
have
it?
gathered. It's late afternoon. No, it's like mid-afternoon. You guys have gathered yourselves. You've healed up a little bit. You've kind of scraped off some of the mud. You've caught up with your old friend Jix the Goblin, who left the group many months ago and has returned dramatically. And you guys head back towards the small town you came from to return this poor young merchant's son safely home. As you're traveling through the wooded trees, anything you want to do or say?
So there I was.
To Jix, no.
It's good to have you back, little buddy.
It's just so nice to see you. I kind of missed you, you know?
I missed you so much.
I'm
Sorry
so
about
amazed
the
you-
teleporting box. It was sorry.
So you're with us now? Is that's what's happening?
Yeah.
but you're with us now. Like, I'm surprised you didn't meet up with another group. You could have been adventuring with a whole bunch of other people. You have no idea. But we're defenders of the realm now, Jix. We're defenders of the realm.
Yeah, bitches. Wait, the realm? What
The
about
whole
just
thing!
living home?
We had this one guy, Sir Brenros. He took us over, and I had to wear a dress, and we had to go into this dinner. And we went to this whole thing, and then there was a time that the raven came down, and then there were wolves, but they're not really wolves. And then there was a priest that came in, but we had to get through the undead skeletons. They're really easy, but we had to fight all of them, and they go down the side of the tower. And Iggy almost drowned, but he's a super big swimmer now. And then we went to the more undead. They were all piling up. We got over here. We had to get to Edlin home and kill a snake.
Bullshit.
Nah.
Zanner, did you just bring up Sir Brenros again?
Yeah, well, I was just saying that we
And
met him.
Idrisil checks his pockets and, I think it fell in the river. I had a letter from Brenros, remember? And he told us to meet him somewhere near Tabonry. That was a few days ago.
We gotta drop this little kid off.
And I'm like rinsing out my pockets still and like checking, but I don't have anything. I think we should head that direction and see if we can find the old coot.
We gotta drop this kid off, though. Get our reward.
Reward first.
And
Okay.
get him home safe.
You got-
And make sure he's safe. You're safe, Chase. We'll make you home safe.
You pat him on the broken rib. You guys take him and drop him off the next day safely at his home. His father gives you a rich reward of 15 gold for each of you. Correction, each of the 4 of you. Jix, you can put that grubby little goblin hand away. My son's life is clearly worth 60 gold. Here you go. He pays the gold, and you guys restock and supply. And after you've done all of that math, you heal completely up 100% and carry on.
Nice.
And hike out through the prairie, and you leave the woods behind. You head out into a prairie with occasional scattered trees and are heading towards the town of Tabonry. You hike for about a day and a half, and it's long. It's slow going. You chat with Jix a bit more, try and get more details about his adventure. He keeps bringing it back to a monkey. Jix, you chat with Zanner about what's happened with the group, and he just keeps rambling on and on and on, and you're not sure what's going on. But they're glad to see you, and you guys continue to hike and through this prairie. The long, say 4.5 foot tall grass that you kind of wade through. You're trying to find a road to Tabonry, which you finally do. You start following that, and you're heading towards a meeting spot where you're going to meet your old friend, a knight from a neighboring kingdom by the name of Sir Brenros. You hike through the grass. It is what did I say? It was mid-morning after day. We'll say it's late in the morning on one of these days as you're hiking down the road, and you can see a couple copses of trees up ahead that are on either side of one section of the road. And up ahead, there are a couple of wagon carts, a couple of horses that have been detached from them and are just grazing attached to some trees. There's a couple of people. It looks like 1 or 2 families that are have a little camp there, just a simple fire going. And they haven't started yet traveling for the day. It looks like they've been there for at least a night. And as you approach, I'll have Sildren make a perception roll, please.
All right, Sildren. Sorry, moment. 16.
Sildren, you smell something odd in the wind, but you're not
Jix,
quite
what did you
sure
do?
what it is.
Wait a minit. I've smelled her before.
I've been going out of my way to keep him downwind, so
All right. You smell something odd, but then your attention is turned towards the camp where you see there is an old knight who looks familiar. He is kind of helping out and moving around some supplies, patting some traveler on the back. But he yet still has his sword at his side, his shield over his back. He's got armor on, which is not comfortable. You're not sure why he doesn't have that off to help them move stuff around, but he's looking pretty official. And your group walks up. He waves from the distance, and you guys mosey on into the camp, making sure hands up and friendly gestures so you don't panic any of the people there. And up from the group comes Sir Brenros himself. Brenros, what do you say as they arrive?
He's dealing with his packages and different crates, turns over and drops them dead where they are, probably damaging a few of them. Oh, what do my eyes see? And he begins to trot over heavily to greet pretty much everyone, I think, except chicks.
Right.
And just going down the line to whoever's first there.
Well, leaping past everyone apparently is Zanner, who just dives at you.
Like a child giving a hug, and just run up and just like, pick me up.
It's good to see you. Oh, you all look very well. Very nice.
Brenros, it's good to see you.
Yeah,
Yes.
Idrisil just walks up and gives him like a Roman clasp and just, Brenros, good to see you, mate.
Good to see you accepting that clasp. And I see, well, you've got Iggy. Yes, they're looking very stout. Very good to see you.
Aye.
And what is that? I haven't seen anything like that before.
This is my good friend Jix.
We each collectively roll our eyes.
Hey, I'm Jix.
Jix. Well, okay.
You're gonna love him.
He's an alchemist that can eat anything in the entire world and be fine about it. I've never seen it happen before. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you want to see something?
And I pull
Sure.
I pull a cow's eyeball out of my satchel. I waft it.
Ah, you smell that? That's a little bit of manure.
That's what I was smelling.
little bit of bitumen. Oh yes, and the stank that only a calf's eyeball can give at 3 p.m. in the morning, afternoon.
Where did you get a calf's eyeball, weirdo?
I don't know.
Gross.
See what I mean?
Well,
He's so gross.
welcome. Good to see all of you. Let's
Do you need some
25?
help here?
bit more comfortable. No, I think I'll pass for now.
Do
Is he staying long?
Do your friends here need some help?
Actually, they might, but I do, and thank you for coming. This has been quite frustrating, coming out all this way. But come, let's sit and not shout out in the open here, and start to lead them over to, I guess, where I would have my own little campsite or.
Sure, you head over there. There's actually just one fire type area, and there's a couple people. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or so people. Looks like 2 families that are in this little quote unquote caravan of 2 wagons, and 2 or 3 wagons. And one of the leaders of this is a man who comes up and says, Sir Brenros, who do we have here? Looks like you know these people. These are the ones we were waiting for, right?
Yes, certainly. Yes, I know all of them, and vouch for the other one, but that's fair enough for me. But yes, they're all good, fine people. Probably the best you'll see.
I'm Zeril, by the way. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, Gerald. I'm Jix.
Jix is the new one. He's still getting to know him. But here is Idrisil, fine with a bow.
Greetings.
Yes.
Sildren here with one with nature. So I've seen.
A hippie, yes, okay.
Yes, Ignal, the finest dwarf you could imagine.
Yes.
I know you haven't seen very many, but he is very fine. And then, of course, Zanner. He's very, very good with his magics.
Zanner lights himself up with a light blue aura all around.
Yeah!
Are you using detect magic as a flourish now?
I just want people to know.
You can start raving with it.
Green, red, yellow.
I trust they'll all be welcome here.
Yes, of course. We were eager to make our way towards Tabonry. We have a new life we're hoping to start there. Sir Brenros was kind enough to take us the way and protect us on our way. We ran into some trouble last night and a bit this morning, and he said we should wait here for you all, and you were handy in a pinch and would help us get the rest of the way there.
What kind of trouble did you run into, Zerl?
Wasn't like the ogres, wasn't it? We took care of them.
No, it was some wild little goblin. Oh, no. It was some sort of strange bestial growl we heard last night or something. Wasn't it, Brenros?
That, indeed it was. Something is prowling around out here. And there's no better people, I imagine, set to the task than all of you.
Describe the growl. Sildren's very interested hearing it's, a creature of some sort.
How would you describe it, Brenros?
It's more of a roar.
I am sorry, I didn't hear that. What was that, Brenros?
More of a roar.
Is it like a red?
Tom, passing that one off to Christopher didn't quite work the way you thought it would.
It sounded more ferocious at night to me. I don't know.
Can I try for?
Sound like a common house cat.
Sound like something I hear at a furry convention, but I was thinking it was more dangerous.
There's nothing more dangerous than a furry convention.
He gets deadly serious. Xander's like, don't you joke about that.
You do not joke about furry convention.
Yeah, the game is over. Don't.
But Brenros does try to convey the roar as described.
He's just pantomiming for like 2 minutes.
And I envision some bouncing.
And he describes the sound. One more time. What was the sound? Just one more time. I'm still.
It sounded different in my helmet, but it was kind of a roar.
Like a red.
Roar. I have to get
Like a roar?
I have to get close to each person and roar. Imagine this, but bigger.
Imagine a slightly inebriated Liza Minnelli coming at you in a catsuit, and she.
Only slightly.
Roar.
And Zerl, the one of the wagoners, says, "Yeah, and there was also this the smell that would linger. This terrible smell. It was truly dreadful."
Are you passing that one off to me?
No, do not describe the smell.
What kind of smell was it?
Well, I will describe the smell.
Sir Brenros.
He stands in front of
Thank you for
Brenros.
asking.
I've been wearing my armor for 3 weeks. I have an idea.
It was almost like a fecal or sulfuric smell. It was most unpleasant, but then it faded. Sildren, you can make a nature roll, a high nature roll.
Nature.
Very high nature roll.
Super high.
That's not going to do it. It's a 16.
Nope, you have no idea. No recollection.
Okay. Well,
You have a bit of a glimmer in your eye there, Sildren. Anything of note?
Sildren,
there's
come
something
back.
there
Sildren.
for what? Huh? That's just the Bright Lotus. No, I thought it rung a bell, but it's gone now. Could be anything. Or
Could be anything. You guys hear that? It could be anything.
Is it this?
Get that away from me. Get that away from me.
Make a reflex saving.
No, it's a fortitude saving throw for that one. Jix puts away sticky fingers.
Whew, 24 on my fortitude save.
That's like up 3 sticky
wow.
fingers.
I only retch a little bit.
Yeah, what creature does it sound like? If you had to say a creature, you don't have to do a sound, but
I just did the raw. I mean,
that could be any number of cats.
How much more do you need? Okay.
All right, yeah, Sildren kind of, or not Sildren, Idrisil will take the cue of them both seeming scared of just an unknown creature, look to Sildren's kind of vague knowledge of many creatures, can't quite pinpoint it, and just Sildren, Iggy, I think we should take turns watching guard this evening and see if that smell or we see anything.
Yeah, of course.
I can watch guard too. I'm a guard watcher. I watch things.
Yes, you do. Yes, Sildren, Iggy, I think we should really take point and
roll
guard.
patronize.
No, we should all take turns guarding
We
the
should probably guard in twos, I think, for tonight.
Sure, yeah.
How about me and Zanner here take first watch?
Maybe that's not the best
I'm a
pair.
watcher. I watch things.
By the way, it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon now.
Right.
I'm gonna take first watch. Here I go.
Just standing in the middle of the road.
People are having their lunch.
Xander's playing crossing guard while we're just...
Cars are going down the road.
Slow down. Slow down.
Got the sign, you do it 2 waves and pop it around.
Well, not to leave a job unfinished, but I will tend to these, and I can return to you all in just a minute. And he goes to pick up his heavy objects and starts bringing them where they need to go.
All right. What do you guys want to do? Get cozy, get comfortable?
Is this caravan that
Something
we're
else?
now apparently a part of, like, not going anymore today? Are we done traveling?
That's up to Sir Brenros. Apparently, they're taking their lead from him, and he is in the background doing one of those. I'm a bit player in the background, pretending as though I'm staying busy, repeating the same motion over and over again.
Just keep opening the same crate, looking inside.
Yeah, and he's doing that fake talking thing, but it's just dead silence.
It's the awkward laugh.
Yeah, laughing at nothing. There's no one standing next to him.
Finishing all that, and I guess returning to the group here as we kind of prepare for the evening or whatnot.
Well, yeah, so...
Did you say prepare for the evil or evening?
Evening.
The evil evening?
So this is their camping spot for the night? We're not moving anywhere else?
Apparently, not. You're staying here. Staying here.
Yeah.
Sir Brenros has decided. Sir Brenros doesn't like to move a lot often. If the lazy boy had been invented, he would never ever journey or quest ever again.
He searched all of like 100 yards for his faithful friends. And here we are.
Yes.
We crossed hundreds of miles, but he looked. Oh, hey, my campaign can start now. Hi, guys.
No, come close.
NPC right now. I'm an NPC right now.
Sir Brenros, you go first in combat. Nah, it's all right. No. I'll go last.
My action will be to delay.
And delay again. It's a couple hours later. You guys are gathered around a campfire. Someone is on some sort of first watch as darkness starts to slowly gather around the camp. I still don't know who that is.
Actually, I think it's probably safe to put Zanner and Jix on first watch. Hopefully nothing happens.
You bring up a really good point. How
Sunset
far away
watch.
from Tabonry are we right now?
You're about a day's travel.
2 hours.
Okay, too far. That's
right there.
We're on the outside wall having a picnic. I'm just.
I may have misjudged my map.
All right. Watching the watch. Watching all the things.
Wake Brenros and I up when you need a relief.
Okay.
And Xander's walking around with the confidence of like a 10-year-old with a sash that says Hall Monitor.
Defender of the realm.
And Jix, what are you doing in this watch situation?
Jix is just in step behind Zanner.
Okay.
We're doing that
Who's stepping along?
We're doing that thing from SNL where like one person talks and the other person follows right after them. Like, how you doing? Good to see you.
Sir Brenros, you were at the fire, the group fire. It's you, Iggy the Barbarian, Sildren the Druid, and Idrisil the Elf, as well as Zeril, his wife, and 2 kids, and a couple people from the other family are all gathered around there. And some food has been put together. It's some warm biscuits and a bean stew with some random grass stuff thrown in. They don't have a lot of food, but they're making do, and they're certainly offering it up to you folks. And Zeril says, yes, Sir Brenros was kind enough. He met us in town, and we had had a bit of an altercation with someone, and the man had stolen from us. And Sir Brenros, in his generosity, helped fund a little bit of our efforts to get out of that town and got us most of this way. And we're making our way to Tabonry. We've heard a lot of new changes have happened in Tabonry, and there's new opportunities for people, and there's no crime, and things have gotten so much better, and we're eager to start our lives there.
Yeah, you can be a completely different person altogether, Idrisil says, wishing he was still wearing a dress.
I'm new to this
It's still packed away somewhere, I'm sure.
It's never far. Don't worry.
Brenros slides up a bit closer to his familiar companions, the ones he's traveled with.
All right, Zeril comes in closer.
Brenros puts up his shield. Just we don't want to talk about Zeril. Well, I'm glad you all could come. I apologize for the great distance, but something's come up. And I've taken with this group of people because it does serve an end for me and my queen. And, well, it's a rather dastardly bit of business, but there is a thief that I am trying to find and trying to bring to justice. And, well, if I can, find the items that he stole. But I think I will need all of you to help me, including and Brenros looks around, the Jix, Goblin.
I'm back here!
Yes, hello! Anyway.
Idrisil scoots in like even closer and she's like, so where did this happen?
Oh, this brazen thief actually managed to steal direct from my queen.
In her chambers?
In the halls of the queen, yes.
What did he steal?
Stole 5 chalices. A chalice would normally not be anything of any significance to anyone, but these were special. These are diplomatic and also magical. They do have value in the kingdom. They have value to me as it is of value to my queen, and Brenros gets really stern on this. And this thief, he came and took from my queen. This is unacceptable, and I have been hunting him down through the kingdoms.
Do you believe he's in Tabonry now?
I believe we are close behind with the people that I've spoken to. As such, being the thief that he is, managed to steal from this very caravan not too long ago. and that was my latest clue as to where he might be.
How long ago did he steal from these people?
A few 4, 5, 6 days ago, if I'm right on that. I can't abide this thief in particular for the brazenness that he has shown. Now, I heard word that you were traveling around, and I had to get the letters out to you and see if you could come.
While we're here, I will gladly help you.
Thank you, Iggy. Thank you.
As will I.
Thank you.
And
I know I can count on each of you.
And we'll bully the 2 little ones into it.
Very well, very well. Well, you have made my heart happy. And I do not know what it is that is taunting or beset upon the evenings now, but we'll take the challenges as they come. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Zeryl, not Zanner, Zeryl, the Wagoneer guy, he approaches your fire since he was kicked out of that group, and he walks up and he says,
Shh, he's coming.
What?
That smell again.
He says, Sir Brenros, may I have a word with your friends for a moment?
Yes, absolutely. And
Thank you.
Brenros will excuse himself.
Yes, he waits for you to leave and then sits down.
So I've stolen 5 challenges.
He has no idea.
It's even better than that. He just goes, so I'm the real Brenros.
Oh, yeah, really.
Anyone interested in a chalice? He says, I'm a cobbler by trade. I don't have a lot of money, but I was wondering if we might be able to hire you. I think we can spare perhaps 3 gold for the lot of you, and there are 3 of you here. You, the archer, and you, the other archer, and you, the axe wielder. I would ask Sir Brenros, but he's getting up there in years, and I'm not sure if he can quite. I'm just being a dick to a player for no reason. He's getting up there in years, and I'm not sure if he can quite handle this. About a day or so ago, well, we sent one of our older boys, Tilburn is his name, ahead to Tabonry on one of our horses, and he was. Tilburn was his name. Is his name.
Confident, positive.
Tilburn is his name, and we sent him ahead with a horse to gather some food. He was supposed to be back the previous night, and he has not returned, and he was under strict orders to come back and bring us some food, and we're having to stretch things, and we will clearly make it to Tabonry, but I'm quite worried about Tilburn. When we get to Tabonry, we plan on setting up our carts. We'll set up some makeshift tents for our homes and in our shops, and we will be doing this outside of Tabonry. We certainly can't afford to go inside and pay any merchant fees and taxes and all that, but we hear there's great opportunity still even outside the walls of Tabonry. But we won't be going in, and if we can't find Tilburn outside, I need help finding Tilburn inside. Do you think you could be of help?
We can keep an eye open for him. We are going to be traveling with Sir Brenros. He has some matters to attend.
Just keep it on the DL from him. If
What does this Tilburn look like? Can you?
Tilburn is his name. Yes, he's a strapping young lad with a big mane of almost like a Jew fro that's red as can be.
What's a Jew?
How would I know?
Close.
and he hands a single.
did you just dodge a bullet there, Alistair? He was like,
More than one.
Ooh, Doc, I don't want to hear it.
I dodged about 6 million of them.
I know he's like live streaming.
5-second delay.
He
5
hands
second delay. 5-second delay.
He hands a single gold coin to Idrisil, a single gold coin to Iggy, and a single gold coin to Sildren.
Idrisil takes it and looks to Sildren and says, maybe we could just send a letter to the captain of the guard and have her look out for the young man.
We can speak to her, indeed.
Or we could send a letter and bypass this mission altogether.
I wouldn't mind speaking with her directly anyways. I'm curious how things have turned out.
He's like, I wouldn't mind continuing the story that Tom laid out for us that way.
I like Sildren's self-edit too. I wouldn't mind talking with her again.
Idrisil is again. He looks at them and says, "I'm fine with greeting our friend Captain again and trying to find the young man. If it doesn't,
Oh, you have connections, even better. Yes.
of course, we would bring Sir Brenros. Anyone of our stature is certainly he's certainly capable of handling any mission that we can."
And if any of you need anything cobbled, just let me know, and I am your man.
Thank you.
Iggy's just happy that pie is now been offered on the table.
Shoes.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do or say? Zero bids you good night. He and his family retire.
Whenever Brenros comes back, I basically just like he wanted us to look for his for Tilbrin and thinks you're too old for it, so that's why he wanted you away.
He didn't want to pay you. That's why.
He didn't want to pay me.
Yeah, he is a cheap bastard.
That's fine.
He probably feels like you owe him something.
Why that?
I don't know.
Well,
We'll follow your lead here, Brenros. Should we save the young man or give it our best?
we'll always look out for the welfare of those around us. So if we find the young man, then yes.
Right.
What if?
All right. Too late.
Yeah,
You're not there.
I will take the next watch.
Hey, Zanner.
All right.
Yeah, Jix.
Hey, what do you call a guy with no body and no nose?
No body and no nose. No body and no nose. I've never met that guy. I would remember, and I don't remember what his name is. I haven't seen him because he sounds like he'd be really having a hard day. Oh, it's so sad.
Jix just walks away disappointed and not wanting this to happen now.
I'm making Zanner cry.
It wasn't a joke. It's just a riddle.
I feel bad for him now.
Never mind, there, Zanner. Never mind.
It just walks
Don't worry
up.
about it.
It just walks up to Zanner. What's wrong?
There's a guy with no body and no nose that Jix met, and he's gonna talk about it, but I'm so sad.
Jax, tell him the rest of the joke.
And there's this chicken, and I don't know.
Brenros just comes crying in the brain.
3 men entered a bar, and they never came back out.
Rabbi! And I'm just kidding.
Jix walked away. He is not going to finish the joke now.
All right. Nighttime transpires and everyone relaxes. You guys are on watch. You have no strange encounters. You guys wake up the next day. Zanner and Jix, you guys have been brought up to speed on what they have planned. Or do you, with the gold sharing or not sharing situation going on?
Well, we explained that the man asked us to look out for Tabron, but I think that's all that comes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the next. Yeah. It's the next morning. You guys are helping them pack everything up, load things. You're about halfway done. It takes a while to get everything going. They still haven't gotten the horses hitched or anything like that. When Sildren, you smell a unpleasant aroma.
Is it
around the
sulfuric
camp?
in nature?
It is.
That's pretty good for a nature roll of, what did you roll, a 4 last time? How do you know sulfuric in nature?
Zanner talking trash.
I think that creature is back. And Sildren will draw his bow and kind of start to prowl the perimeter of the camp, seeing if he can locate the smell, the creature, so on and so forth.
Yeah, what's
Okay.
our terrain? Are we out in like the middle of a field with this campsite? Are we near some far apart trees? Is it a forest?
You are in a wide open
Woods,
prairie
perhaps?
with a couple of collections of sparse trees that
Okay.
they have gathered around just to block out the wind, and you're along the main road into
Okay.
town.
Yeah, I
That's where
just
you're
was going to see Sildren equip his bow and is going to do the same.
Okay.
And walk the same kind of distance, but in a different direction as Sildren, just to keep his eye on him, see what he's doing.
Okay. You do so. Both of you make perception rolls, please.
Sildren rolled a 21.
19.
Sildren, you see something first in a collection of trees very close to camp. You spot a creature. It's a shift in the grass, and you spot a creature hunkered low, moving. You raise your bow, you're not quite sure, and then from the grass springs a cat-like creature. You instantly recognize it and connect it with the smell then. These creatures are called feral kin. They are bipedal cats, cat-like creatures that use primitive weapons, but they're fast and they're vicious and they're very territorial. And they aren't necessarily smart, but they do have some hunting, cunning to them. So this creature's been very wary and watching the camp. It sees you, you see it, Sildren, and it bursts out of the grass and comes running right at you. And I have a little bit of a map to show you and our viewing audience here.
Are they evil by nature?
They are.
I would say they're more naughty by nature.
But
You're welcome.
I wouldn't say they're evil, but they are vicious and nasty, and you don't want to be near them. They're like great white sharks that are very hungry.
Land sharks, the worst kind.
like a doll's eyes.
Just trying to think if I could, not
Fight it.
actually.
Engage.
Yeah. If we left. This is daytime, right?
This is morning time.
Okay.
What you see this creature is coming out of the trees right near you. Let me show. There he is. You should see him now on your map.
Yep.
Sildren, you're on the southeast tree. This creature is there, and it is racing at you. It's got this crude sword, but it's kind of hooked at the top of the sword. And it's this muscular, fast, but that lean muscle, fast cat, and it's sprinting right at you. Going, "Rah!" And this foul odor that it's emanating is pretty rancid, and it's racing right at you. Sildren, sorry, not Sildren, Idrisil, you can also see this creature who is spinning my people. My people are spinning.
Oh, is that me?
Sildren,
Might have been.
you also see this creature and can hear more rustling in the trees to the southwest of the camp as
Okay.
well, Idrisil. And you can spot one more creature, and he is right there, just on the western south tree. These creatures are moving into attack. They are aggressive, and we are going to roll some initiative. Good luck, everybody. And first up is Sildren. Perfect.
Okay. Well, shucks. How far away is that creature from me?
That creature is about 20 feet away. And how about before you go, we're reaching time for a break, and this would be a great time to take our break just as we're about to launch into combat. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. We'll see you then. All right, we are back, and you guys are in this attack on the camp. You've got these creatures called the Feralkin. Two of them that are racing. One is racing at Sildren, another's kind of prowling around these trees. You've got a bunch of people that are in the camp that are completely unaware. They're still just kind of slowly getting stuff moving around the camp. Even some of your party, your fellow adventurers, are completely oblivious to what's going on. Sildren, you see this creature running right at you, and for some reason we've got Idrisil falling over and rotated slightly on our map. I'm still not sure why.
I promise.
Sildren, you're up first. What are you going to do?
Sildren will. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lower my bow and stick up my hand to try to kind of take a couple steps back to see if the creature is willing to slow down, stop in any way, shape, or form. But if I see that it's not, I'm probably going to use an action doing all of that. Then I will cast Ray of Frost on it. But I'm
all right.
I'm like, hold, wait, we can go. Using my druidic powers. Abilities.
All right, you take a step back, you say that, but the creature does not heed and is determined to gut you with its sword, which again, it's kind of crude, and it's probably stolen. It's maybe a little bit more than a short sword and has a hook to it almost, and it's just barreling right at you, and it's coming fast. And
Ray of Frost.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, blah, blah, blah. Damage. Spell attack roll. Okay, very good. Which I think is just still the +10 from the sword. Do I have that anywhere? So sorry. So sorry. I'm just gonna roll like a weapon attack because I don't have.
You don't have any spell attack set up?
No.
What?
But it's still plus 10.
Okay. Yeah.
Hold on, do I? Sorry. Nope. All right. So rolling.
Just roll at 10.
That's a 20. So critical success. Target takes double damage and takes a negative 10-foot status penalty to its speed for a round. So it's 1d4 times 2. So it takes 7 points of damage.
All right. So this is a cantrip. It's not
plus your spellcasting modifier, which is 4, so another 8 points of damage.
And 8. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, this is a cantrip. It's not designed to be a big, heavy hitter. It's an easy spell to cast over and over again, but you still pulled off a big hit. You blast it with icy ray. Frost goes over its body. It slows down. It went from pretty fast to just normal human speed as it's still going through this tall grass coming at you. And it winces with significant pain as you blast it. And you are done. And you are also, you're done. And next up is Sir.
The Raven?
Yes. Oh, gets a free action. Yes.
Yeah. She will move. Actually, she's gonna. Basically move to where the creature's gonna be. Actually, she's gonna stay put with me because the creature's coming right to me. So.
She has actually been flying around, and she's to the northeast of camp.
Okay. She's gonna come cawing through, trying to wake everybody and alert everybody then.
All right, right through camp.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sir Brenros, you hear this raven screeching as almost like a raven alarm is going off through camp. You hear some cries, and what do you want to do?
I will spin about, searching for danger, searching for anything I need to be looking out for, creatures in trees.
Sure, you are near the southern wagon. You can just see one of these cat-like creatures behind the trees to the west of you, and it is definitely in this hunkered down, about ready to pounce. It looks like it's going to try and cover that distance and come either at Sildren out in the open or at you and Zeril, who's right next to you, the Wagoneer.
I will charge out to the best of my ability towards the unattended creature, the one trying to sneak up on us.
Okay. That right there will get you to 2 actions. What do you want to do with your last action? Continue the last bit?
No, the third will be to raise my shield.
All right. You draw your shield, you charge across the grass, and you are ready.
It's important to note the ridiculous nature of this shield, by the way. This shield is huge. It covers so much of my body. It's ridiculous, but there you go. So yeah, this giant shield comes out in front of me, and essentially a little taunt, come at me, you know.
Ignal, you're up.
Where's the closest little guy to me?
If you look at your map, you've got one to the southeast, one to the southwest.
I had some technical difficulties, so I do not have a map pulled up.
Let me share it again for you. Try that. See if that works.
Yep.
They're about equidistant from it. You're at almost a perfect V, and there are trees in between you and them. You're near the camp.
The one to the southwest. I want to sudden charge it if I can get there.
You cannot. 2 moves will get you to there.
Then I will get right up on its face with my third action.
All right. You squeeze past Sir Brenros and get right up to this creature, barreling right at it, and it is Idrisil's turn. Idrisil, you see this creature you've been keeping an eye on to the east of you, and then you hear sounds of battle to the other side of you.
I do. I'm apparently dead also, by the way.
Why are you dead?
I don't know. It says I'm dead.
All right, let's fix that. What do you want to do with your turn? I'll fix that.
Yeah. So I was going to go for the guy in the southwest, but I can still see the creature going for Sildren, correct? Or is it?
You can see both creatures.
Okay, so I'm just going to hunt prey on the one to the southeast, going for Sildren. I see that they're handling that situation pretty well over to the west. I'm going to hunt prey, and then I'm going to quick draw my weapon. Or I guess I already have it out, so I'm going to go for my... I'm going to go 100 shot. Let's just do that. We're going to go for a flurry. 100 shot here on the one to the southeast.
Okay.
All right. First attack is a 22 to hit.
Shoot! Your arrow flies true and strikes the back of the creature.
Right. For 11 points of damage.
This poor guy has taken a beating. All right. What else?
I'm just going to use my second attack on it. 22 to hit again.
Is a hit.
Nice.
Shoo, shoo.
Whoa.
For another 12 points of damage there.
Oh my god.
Huge. Lighten him up.
Yep. And then on my third action, I'm going to sprint at the creature to close in on it.
All right, you sprint, you get within about 30 feet of it. That's just when you hear behind you Sir Brenros say, don't get within 30 feet of it, because as you do, Idrisil and Sir Brenros and Iggy, you guys have all closed in pretty tight. You are overwhelmed by this terrible, terrible smell that these creatures exude. I need the 3 of you to make fortitude saving throws, please.
Natural 20.
Nice.
21 for Brenros.
An 11 for Idrisil.
All right, so Brenros, you kind of heave a little bit, but you keep your calm. Iggy, you're somehow like you don't even smell it. Like this smells like your socks when you
I
woke
hang
up
around
this morning.
Jix too much.
It smells almost as bad as a one-fingered Jix salute, is what it smells like. Idrisil, on the other hand, you get a little too close to your creature and the smell just hits you, and it's this fecal matter mixed with like burnt matches and candles that have been left on too long. You start to heave and you gain the sickened 1 condition, please.
Ugh. Gross.
Gross.
I don't like that.
And dun. Next up is the creatures themselves. The creature that got hit several times, it's going to keep its charge going. It charges at your druid, Sildren, but due to its reduced speed, it has to burn a second action to get even closer to him. And in our system, everyone gets 3 actions. So its last action is an attack, and it swings that nasty little sword I mentioned right at Sildren's head with a 19 to connect.
Nope.
Oh, swings and gets nothing. The other creature is right next to Iggy. You went toe to toe. You had Sir Brenros creating this big shield wall, and Iggy ignores it and goes right past. The creature swings with its weapon with a 20 to hit.
Nope.
Swings a second time with a 10 to hit.
Definitely not.
And then strikes with its claws, desperate to try and rake you, and cannot connect with that either. And you are not done, as the third and final creature shows up, hiding behind its tree. It races in quickly at you. I'm sorry, not Jix. Iggy, it closes in and it gives a flanking bonus. It's on their creatures on either side of you, and it attacks you twice. First one is a 24 to hit.
That does hit.
And then a 21 to hit.
Nope.
Actually, no. Scratch that. First one is a hit. He does 9 points of slashing damage as he strikes across your back with his curved blade. For his last action, he turns that into a weakening strike. That hook digs into a little bit of tendons and pulls, and you need to make a fortitude saving throw of 20 or higher, please.
That'd be a natural 1.
All right.
No.
You are enfeebled 2, which is going to mess with your strength attack rolls and all that goodness. So take a look at enfeebled 2. Do you guys have access to what the different conditions do?
Yeah.
Okay. He just digs in, starts pulling your cry out in pain. Done. Jix, you're where are you, Jix?
I'm up by the campfire.
All right, and keep an eye on, guys. You're rotating the people. Watch out for that. Jix, go for it.
Jix will go towards the southwest, towards the 2 of these feral kin.
All right, do you want to go the Sir Brenros side or around the other side?
Oh, good question. Around the other side.
Okay, that's 1. That's 2. 2 gets you to there. You have heavy cover for one of the creatures, or do you want to continue moving on your last action?
Heavy cover. I'm going to go ahead and keep moving.
All right.
I'm going to swing ride so that I can try and see both of them from my next move.
You can not do that, but you can see the first creature. You can't get a good look at the other one. It has good heavy cover, but the first one does not. But you are able to stay out of that wretched smell. So that's the good news.
Enchanting aroma.
Zanner, you're up.
Zanner watches Jix sprint one way and sprints the other. So I'm going to go for the other one that is on top of what looks like Idrisil. Oh, no,
Actually,
not
it's
Idrisil,
on
Sildren.
Sildren.
Yeah.
All right, you're running like crazy. 2 actions can get you to there as you're racing towards those trees in your Superman PJs.
If the one action gets me within 60 feet, Xander was going to try a hydraulic push.
Let's see. You do, but he has heavy cover from there, so you can certainly try.
I will certainly try.
All right.
Well, I rolled twice. The first one was a natural 1, which is the actual roll. So I try.
Hydraulic push. Make another attack roll, and this one will be against your friend who was right next to your target, Sildren.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, 14.
14. I assume is a miss.
Yeah. As
It's
I
the
like,
morning. I can't
duck.
control. I can't watch where it goes all the time. It's hard to
Then
aim.
it's just water
what
fight.
is up with you?
And friendly fire Zanner is done. Sildren, it is your turn. Sildren, make a perception roll.
Lovely. That can't be good. Perception roll is going to be an 18.
And carry on.
All right, fantastic. Sildren, realizing proximity is an issue, is going to just mutter something under his breath, which is a spell called Fleet Step, which will give me a plus 30 speed bonus for 1 minute. And then as my next action will be to travel 60 feet to the northwest as I pass by the people by the wagon there. I'm going to shout, get to the campfire.
All right. Is that a good spot for you? You can adjust yourself around that position. And again, you guys keep an eye out. We're having multiple people rotated. Please don't do that.
No, that's good.
Is that that's a good spot?
That's perfect. Yep. And then Yathane, the Raven, will just fly. Basically, she's just going to come in beside me. And that will be my move, my action. My turn.
Boldly running for cover. Brenros, you are to the west with Iggy, who is surrounded by two of these feral kin, and he just got tendon in the back, ripped in, and you're just about a step away from him right now. Sir Brenros, you're muted.
Christopher, you're muted.
I meant that.
That was deliberate.
Why did no one laugh at my joke? He lets
We
out
were
a
muted too.
scream.
We were muted too.
He lets out a scream and charges into the back of the one that is at the back of Ignal.
All right, you gain flanking on the creature that has flanking on Sir on Iggy.
And I
That's one action. What else?
Slash out with an attack. And let's see if I'm doing this right here. Come on. There we go.
Did you? There it is.
And 18.
An 18, you slice. What is your weapon of choice, by the way?
It is my longsword.
With the flanking bonus, it would be a 20.
Oh, that's
right.
true.
That's true. It would be
You barely connect with the creature and do hit it from behind.
All right. I don't think I remember how to roll the damage.
Get him, Brenros!
Ha-ha! And I attack with, let's see, that is 10 points of damage.
10 points, and you have one more action remaining.
Am I able to trip up or grapple this creature?
You can try both. We can certainly do that. We have actions to trip, and we have actions, I think, to grapple. What do you want to try?
It's essentially, I'm pinning him and using Ignal as the opposing force. So
Okay.
I'm pushing the shield into him and pinching him between the two of us.
You can do that, but you do need a free hand, actually.
Oh. Then a second attack then.
Okay.
Rangers don't drop no shield.
Sorry, we gotta grab that. There we go. That is a 24.
There you go.
24 with the
26.
flanking bonus is definitely a hit. Yeah.
All right. That's that. What is going on? Okay. 15 points of damage.
15 is huge. You slice deep into the creature. Blood comes out. The creature is staggered and totally caught by surprise from behind. It thought it was the ambusher. Iggy, you have been enfeebled. You're enfeebled 2 due to the critical failure as the creature gouged you from behind. You are surrounded on both sides. What do you want to do?
I'm going to tear at my chest like, I'm going to start raging. And I am going to attack the one to the west of me. Jeez, with an 11.
Woo!
That's
That is. That's you're all barking, no bite.
Yep, and I'm going to do it again. With a 15. 14.
You
Hitting that tree. You just keep punching the tree. You're so angry.
They're everywhere. They
Just
come
looks
out
at
of the tree. Not so great. Okay. Iggy is done. And Idrisil, before you go, a new player has entered the field. To the east is a creature, the leader of the pack. An alphakin is its name. And it comes racing in
Okay.
super fast from the east.
Oh, wow.
It takes a swipe at one of the lady from the other family, swipes and claws her side. She yells out a scream. She scrambles up onto the wagon, and then the creature makes, with quite a bit of speed, racing over towards the horses and is barreling hard onto them. And Idrisil, you may go.
Seeing that through the trees, I look directly at Zanner and Sildren directly north of me, and I just say, "Get that one over there!" And I'm going to corner around this tree to get. I don't know how close 30 feet would be on the map. Just be just outside of its radius of the shitty smell.
Literal shit.
Yes, and I'm just going to.
You can go ahead and move yourself.
Okay, I'm just gonna go to, let's call it like right, a little bit further south than that. Sorry, I gotta adjust. I'd like to go to maybe here, maybe a little bit closer. If that's cool. How about there? Is that too close to its?
Yeah.
Is that too?
No,
close?
that's good.
Okay, I'm gonna go right there. I don't know why I did that again. I'm just gonna do a 100 shot on this guy. From there, if you'll please, with a 19 to hit.
That is a miss.
Okay, I missed the first one. Going for the second. With a 22.
22 is connect. You fire and you fire. You keep firing. The second shot hits.
All right, with 9 points of damage.
That is not bad for your bow. And with that, you have peppered this creature so many times, it drops. And it hits the ground and it disappears into the grass. And you can tell it is not moving anymore.
Okay, I'm going to hunt prey on the one to the direct north of me up there.
Okay.
And then I'm going to
That's
use
another action.
That's my last action.
Yeah. You're done. The creatures then go. One of the creatures, the feral kin to the west side that's surrounding Iggy, ignores Iggy and goes racing up northwest at crazy speed across the road towards Jix, the goblin alchemist.
Hey there, honey.
And it strikes with its nasty looking sword with a 15 to hit.
Nope.
And then a 19 with its last action to hit.
Negative.
Wow.
You guys got some protection. Swings and swings cannot hit you. The last creature, which is surrounded, turns and no, it likes the juice it got on the dwarf and attacks Iggy.
Juice.
Iggy, watch out. Here it comes again with a 27 to hit.
Yep.
And its second attack is a natural 20.
Ooh, shoot.
Wow.
And Sir Brenros, don't forget, you have a lot of reactions available to you, a lot of options. The first one was a hit, a regular hit. That is 14 points of slashing damage as it tags you super hard. And then the second one is a critical hit.
Any chance I can step in on that?
You've got you've got a retributive strike, I believe.
I was trying to find it. Can't
Retributive.
It's under-
Great word.
It's under
Hey guys, what's
abilities.
another word for retributive that I can use?
Revenge!
Retaliatory.
Should be on there.
Should be.
Should
Never
be
heard
on
that word
there.
before in my life.
It is
Retributive.
not on there. Stand by. Let's go to here. Let's go to feats. Or is it under paladin? Cause paladin? It's under cause paladin at the very top.
It'd be nice if it was out in the open, but there it is. Okay. There. Using this as a reaction. Protect your ally, strike your foe. Ally gains resistance to all damage against the triggering damage equal to 2 plus my level. So 6 points. If the foe is within reach, I can make a melee strike against it.
And how far? They has to be within 15 feet of you. This creature is right there. So yeah, you are able to intercede. And how do you block this damage? Can you describe this at all? You're blocking some of this damage.
Essentially, we're pushed up against each other, and I am using the shield to befuddle his attack in some way. And I've got my sword over the shield, and I'm just locking him up, but also jabbing him at the same time.
All right. This critical hit does hit you, Iggy, but the damage will be reduced. It hits you for 22 points of slashing damage, a brutal hit, but Sir Brenros reduces that by 6, so it's only 16 points of damage,
Thanks, Sir Brenros.
which is still heavy. And before the creature can do anything else, Sir Brenros gets a free attack on it with his retributive strike.
Here we go.
If I'm saying that right.
With a natural 20.
Oh, that's how you do that.
Wow.
Critical for critical right there. That is all. That's never happened.
Holy cow. All right.
So roll your damage twice. Hit the damage button on your weapon 2 times.
2.
You should just click on the damage. It should be built in for you.
Okay, I screwed that up. Well,
It's under actions.
I'll do it this way.
Just click on the damage.
All right, it's 11, 15 plus 8.
8. Yep.
3 points of damage.
Whoa!
Stab through the shield.
Sir Brenros, you decimate the cat and sever its head from its body, sending it bloodily rolling into the heavy grass.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sir
It
Brenros,
does not even get to...
you are a magnificent bastard.
Idrisil, please. Yeah, Idrisil just looks over and sees Brenros and just gives him a firm nod.
The creature does not get its last action. That's amazing. Jix,
Wow.
you've got the last standard feralkin that just ran right up to you and tried to hit you a couple times that you ducked, but it's still right in your face. What are you going to do?
Hey there, a little bit forward, are we? Where did you get that exquisite smell from?
Does she reply?
He does not reply. No.
Okay.
Cat got your tongue, I see.
And then I throw a Tanglefoot bag.
Oh.
13. He has to do a reflex save, something like that.
Is that how that works?
I'm looking.
Yeah, of course.
This is a lesser Tanglefoot bag, right?
Yeah.
It's been a while for Jix. Give him some. Give him
It
some.
has. It has. Escape DC 17.
When you hit a creature, Tanglefoot bag, the creature takes a status bonus. So you have to hit first. You miss. With the 13 to hit, it misses and disappears. Your Tanglefoot disappears into the grass, blows out a bunch of weird sticky goodness, and then but it hits no one at all.
Okay, gotcha. Damn it.
Oh, it's been a while. Sorry about that preemptive Tanglefoot there.
And then he throws. Let's throw an Alchemist's Fire. 16.
16. You're throwing like crazy left and right. You're a little rusty. You're a little rusty. That one lights up. That one lights up a little bit of flame, but does not do anything. You have one action left.
Listen, I know we haven't gotten off to the greatest start, but how about a second date?
And he throws Bottled Lightning. Oh, gosh.
What'd you roll?
13.
You're hitting the same spot in the grass 15 feet away from it over and over and over. It's like a golfer. You just need to rotate like 20 degrees and you'd be perfect. Yeah, totally ineffectual. Jix is done. But Jix, you do see something. You see from the heavens a little bit of a bright light of a Mario star come down, a light upon Sir Brenros. And Sir Brenros, you gain a hero point for that fantastic critical retributive strike saving Iggy.
Nice.
Add 1 hero point. Zanner, you're up.
Okay. Zanner sees the alpha running super fast with the horses and throws an acid arrow.
Wow, that's a big spell.
It deserves a big spell. Yeah, 22 to hit.
22 is a hit.
Yeah. He will
Big
take
damage.
Oh, no,
Oh,
no.
terrible damage.
Stupid points.
Oh.
Damage, the dick.
Oh.
That's
That's
harsh.
That's terrible.
But
That's the
there is
worst
gonna be
acid arrow we've seen.
Bleep. There will be persistent acid damage if he doesn't save out of it, I think.
Oh, really? He has to make a save? What kind of save?
It just says 1d6 persistent, but usually there's a save to shake that off, right? You know what? I'm not seeing in there. So no, he gets 1d6 persistent.
All right. I'm not gonna trust you in any way whatsoever.
That's fair.
Acid arrow. On a hit, you deal 3d8 plus 1d6 persistent. That's the more where the damage is gonna come from. All right, I've got persistent damage on him. I think who's next in combat? Are we back up at the top?
Yep.
All right, that's Sildren.
All right, Sildren will. Is he under like those barrels? Are they in the way at the moment? So is that
They are in the way? Yes.
Okay. Sildren will just hop forward and hop up onto one of the barrels, and then he will fire 1 arrow. Just draw back and shoot this thing with a 24 to hit.
Nice.
You're shooting at the Alphakin as a hit.
Correct.
With your bow.
For 4 points of damage, and then Yathane, the Raven, will fly over and will attack as well. And she will attack with her beak. And she's 23 to hit.
Your Raven bites hard and gets some damage.
And that's it's actually only +3. It's 9 points of damage as well.
Okay.
I threw an acid arrow, and your Raven did more damage than I did.
Yep. Sorry, buddy.
Sir Brenros, feeling cocky. What do you got?
Feeling the exuberance of dwarven youth. Will looking down at Ignal. Are you all right?
I'm fine. Let's kill these little kitties.
And with the accepted challenge from the dwarf, Brenros races past him to the creature that is next to Jix.
All right, that'll take 2 actions to race up there to get flanking on Jix's attacker. You step around this big hole that's sticky. It's got sizzling lightning that's on fire. Clearly, he killed another one.
Clearly. And will swipe to get the attention of this beast. And attacking. Here we go.
You get flanking bonus.
Flanking bonus with a natural 1.
All right. Sir Brenros. What I described isn't exactly what happened.
It's not the same fighter.
You race over to this patch of grass and you see that there is some gooey stuff that kind of slows you down. You look confused. There's some lightning sizzling on the ground, and then you look up and this alchemical fire blasts around you. Jix, roll damage as Sir Brenros was actually your target from your previous turn.
All right, let me pull that.
Just to be clear, it's not Brenros' fault.
I didn't do it.
15.
Yeah.
15 points. Does that include the splash damage?
That includes the
No.
splash. It does not
does.
include the persistent.
How much is the persistent damage?
It's going to be 3.
All right.
I hate to ask, but does your shield do anything in a natural one? Can it help you at all? Maybe not with fire, I suppose.
All it has written on the
Sir
back of it
Brenros.
is prayers.
So Brenros, take that 15 damage. Click on your character on the combat tracker. If you have the combat tracker open, or on your character, click on the WND, the wound section, and you can type in how much damage you've taken.
Okay.
Sir Brenros, that was all of your actions. Iggy.
I've taken way too much damage.
I want to sudden charge that little bastard.
There we go.
Which
That
one?
you can do. What's next?
And attack. With a 23?
There you go.
Even enfeebled, he pulls off a big hit with max damage.
Yeah, 15
Nice.
points.
15. This creature's been unwounded, though, but you deliver a huge chop from the rear, and I think you have a third action left, right?
I do, and we're going to swing away again.
Oh, that was almost a 20.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
almost a 20.
You know,
A
almost.
total of 6, it looks like. All right. The Alphakin goes next. It takes a bit of persistent damage. Want to roll 1d6? Someone? Why does he have that? Oh, from the acid arrow.
Yeah.
Jix, I'm sorry. Zanner, roll 1d6.
Rolling. It's 1.
This acid arrow is the best. This is your
lemon
highest
juice.
level spell.
It's all I've got. I feel judged.
You give arrows a bad name.
Just lemon juice.
The Alphakin takes the damage a little bit. It doesn't really flinch too much. Then it takes a swing with its curved sword at the Raven right next to it with a 26 to hit your Raven.
Yes, that will hit.
Does minimum damage of 9 points of slashing. It then races over towards the horse and starts sawing into the horse, which freaks out and kicks and does this terrible whinnying sound. Idrisil, you've been maneuvering around these trees in the southeast. What do you got?
I have been. He is still my hunted prey. I didn't mean to click on that. So I'm going to go ahead and do... Can we call it a move to get to just about right here behind this wagon to the east?
Sure can.
Okay, so I'm going to get to this wagon. I'm going to check on the woman in the wagon. Mom, are you all right? You okay?
She's just screaming and holding her wound. There's a guy next to her who says, we'll be okay.
All right. I'm just going to quick fire hunted shot again at my hunted prey, who is by the horses. Ooh, I cannot see that because of the map. I'm sorry, everybody.
29 to hit.
With a 29.
29. That's a hit.
All right, perfect. So we'll do damage. Only 3 points of damage on that. That's okay.
Bold 3. You guys are
That's
rolling
all.
awesome.
That's all right. We're gonna. I did enough to the first guy. I'm gonna shoot again. Ooh, a 9 to hit. Nothing.
No good.
That was move, and then strike. So I'm done.
You're done. Done. The feral kin next to, oh my God, that creature's surrounded. It has Jix to the north, Brenros to the south, Iggy to the south. The creature bolts and heads off to the west and is actually off the map, but is about 120 feet away.
Wow.
So you can see it, and it is hauling but fast. Jix.
Hey, I didn't even get your number.
Jix is throwing jokes around, and he just almost decimated one of his own party members.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Seeing him run away and seeing that Sir Brenros is a little bit on fire.
Oh, hey,
A little bit.
hey, what happened there?
A little singeing came my way.
Here, this will help you out.
And
Another fire potion.
Jix pulls out an elixir of life and tosses it at Sir Brenros.
Okay, that is
That's-
1 to draw and 1 to toss.
Right? And
But he
then-
has to drink it.
Yes. And then Jix runs to the east towards the Alpha Kin.
All right, running to the east. Next up, Zanner, you bring up the rear of the group.
Yeah! Do it again!
Oh, God.
Zanner casts another acid arrow. Wah! Oh! No. Zanner's going to use a hero point. Repeat, rewind. Wah! And sends it out. Whoop, wrong thing. Well, casting super hard right now. There we go. 24.
Okay, bad news is that there is some decent cover provided by Sildren on top of a barrel between you and the Alpha Kin. But the good news is you go through his legs with a big arrow of acid. This magical acid blobby arrow goes right through his legs and hits the Alpha Kin. What is this amazing damage?
Wah!
The
my
same
God.
damage roll!
Oh my
And a 2 and a 3! This should be doing like 20 damage.
You know what? If I just for kicks and giggles, I'll just do it again. What's mother, father?
It's been a 1 every time.
Wow.
All right.
So
Eight.
what was your damage? 8 points.
Of acid damage plus.
If cats could giggle. Tee-hee, says the Alpha Kin. Wow. Wow. Any
I got
other
one
you have one
more.
action left.
Oh, you know what? For one action, Xander's going to cast his elemental toss.
Okay, through the legs of Sildren,
Through
go
the legs
for it.
again. Fire! He throws fire for
There you go.
29
Wow.
to hit.
An angry Zanner is an accurate Zanner. You hit the creature with the. This is a lesser spell now. We should not expect a lot of damage.
10! More
10,
damage
even more
from
than the
fire!
high level spell. Okay. Boom. You light up the creature with some mild acid. Boom. You hit it with an elemental toss of fire. You have pissed off the Alpha Kin. It is just doing this cat hissing. And it is really pissed at you, Zanner, and is going to start barreling down on you, but it doesn't get a turn yet. It is Sildren's turn. Sildren, you just had a bunch of things fired through your legs. What do you want to do?
Sparing a glance back disapprovingly towards Zanner, I will then turn and I'm going to take 2 shots with the bow, knocked arrows, and fire away. First shot's going to be a 15. I'm sure that's
You
gonna miss.
hit the dying horse behind the Alphakin.
Oh.
I was just putting it out of its misery. I felt bad for the horse, and I felt that was the appropriate thing to do. Now I'm going to shoot at the Alphakin.
You hit the horse with the arrow.
It wasn't quite dead yet, and I'm
killing me.
And then
Not
Yafade,
quite dead.
the raven, will fly in and make her attack now.
All right.
The real threat here, with a 25 to hit,
Kidding me?
Your raven hits.
for 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. The creature is messed up. The Alphakin is just bloody and ragged and barely hanging in there and just cannot get away from this nasty, nasty raven. Sir Brenros, you have a creature that has just outran you like crazy far to the west. You still hear some firing of magic to the northeast. What do you want to do?
The creature that is fleeing, does it look like it's consistently fleeing? Or is this a
Yes, it's
warfare tactic where it's trying to
no, it's hightailing it away from the three of you.
then it is no longer a concern. I will turn my back to it and go towards the
It attacks.
bastard.
Okay.
I knew it. I go off to the combat that is ensuing further into the camp.
1, 2, 3. Done. Iggy.
Ignal's going to do the same thing, just like battle crying the whole way. Just
Sir Brenros is in step with you and just like, dude, it's all right. We're here. We know you're here.
I was actually going to ask because
The
Iggy
berserker
has
from Borderlands, where he's just like, all the
Iggy's got that
No, that's
miraculous
right.
pursuit, right? So when that first
I was
girl
gonna
tried
do
to
it.
run away,
but he moved like 150 feet, and I can only move 25, and I'm like,
I would chase you if I could.
yeah.
All right, the Alphakin goes and it hightails it super fast, and instead of fleeing, it leaves the horse and the raven behind. It races past the barrel that Sildren is standing upon, and it charges at Zanner. Zanner, you see this creature just coming and coming and coming and coming and coming, and as it gets close, it strikes, and it is going to bite at you with its jaws. With a 23 to hit.
Oh, that hits!
It doesn't do too much damage. 7 points of piercing.
Ow!
It attacks again with a 20 to hit.
Oh, it still hurts!
And it does 9 points of damage. And then it claws you a third time with a 19 to hit.
Oh, that still hits. Yeah, no, that hurts.
Oh, it's just tearing you apart for 7 points of slashing damage. Just ray,
God.
claw, bite. It's a playful kitty. Idrisil.
Idrisil sees the creature attacking the horse, and then it sees it run at Zanner, so he's going to quickly just maneuver around to the other side of this wagon here to get clear vision on it. And he's going to do a hunted shot once again on this guy with a 27 to hit
That's definitely a hit.
Yeah.
for 5 points of damage.
Get it off!
5 points. Shoot, this creature's been acided and burned and shot, but it is still standing.
It's going to scoot just a little bit closer, not enough to use a turn, but just a little bit closer, and shoot that second arrow with a 12.
It was a miss.
Get it off!
Third attack, we shall do.
Good luck.
Thank you. Come on, baby, with the 23 to hit.
23. That's great for a third
Nice.
attack with all the
Yeah.
penalties. That's a connection. Hold on. You need to do 3 points of damage.
Need to do
We're
or
gonna
to,
roll double
to-
ones now.
to myself, or that's what he
3
has.
or more points of damage
Oh, okay.
finishes it.
I thought you were saying to myself. Well, let's call that a nice 12.
Yeah!
All right. You can take this creature down. Describe the final blow.
Okay, so I see it come at Zanner, and I just turn to the other side of the wagon. I shoot once and it connects. I shoot the second one and it goes over Zanner's head. And I look deep at the creature and I strike true. And the arrow slices right through its neck and it's sticking right outside of the wagon. And the guy sitting on top of the wagon in covers just sees an arrow come flying right through the frame.
Done. The creature lies dead in the grass, and it makes this little half-hearted null motion from EverQuest, and then it dies, and all is quiet on the prairie once again. You see that one creature's just raced off, and it's gotten far, far away. There's some crying from the woman who got wounded, and Zeril, the wagoneer, just says, "Oh, they got one of the horses!"
Sildren will go over and heal the woman that was injured using the staff of healing.
Oh, you have a staff of healing. All right.
I do.
Is the horse dead?
It was going to survive, but somehow
3 arrows sticking out.
And then it got hit, and then it made a critical recovery and was just about to rise up again heroically, and then it got took down.
Okay.
It's
Chaos. People are freaking out, and oh my God, are they coming back? And we've got to go, and we've got to hunt that creature down. And no, we've got to go. And what happened to her? And it's a madhouse right now. They are not used to this.
So Idrisil quickly meets up with Brenros and Iggy. Where did the other creature go?
Oh, we killed it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I only see... I count the bodies. I'm like, I know I'm not good at math, but...
It's over there in the grass. Go look for it.
It's
Get outta here.
stinky!
there's one that got away, ran clear over the hill into the trees.
And if it fled, it's not coming back. We're probably in their territory, and they were just defending what they view as their territory. It should stay away.
This one here looked like the big one. Maybe it was in charge.
Will the stench keep them at bay, or will more come and looking for trouble?
We should probably get moving, but I wouldn't expect to see them again.
Yeah, let's tend to the wounded and be on our way.
I am the wounded! I have a cat right here. It bleeds.
Brenros will approach Zanner and begin praying over him. And
Is
lay
your
on
prayer just
hands.
for the heck of it, or are you going to heal me too?
Jesus!
It's a Killian prayer.
Skeptics take half healing.
Xander's cranky.
Calm yourself. Here's a little bit of warmth from my God, and begin lay on hands. That is 12 hit points to heal.
Yay!
All right. Woo! You got laid on.
How long does my enfeebled 2 last?
That is a great question. We will say it fades away now.
Okay.
Same
After
as
like
the
a short rest.
Thickened.
Yeah, yes, for sure.
As they're putting camp together, Sildren will spend, I guess, an hour doing regular medicine healing,
Okay.
and that's 15 hit points of damage.
Oh, I can
To
do
everyone.
7 on top of that.
So everyone heals 22.
Yay!
And during that hour, the rest of the camp starts assembling the wagons, and they're trying to figure out what to do. We're down a horse. We have to leave a wagon behind, but I don't know how we do that.
How big are these wagons?
They are about wagon size.
Wagon-sized wagons.
Sildren keeps looking at both Brenros and Iggy, kind
Yeah.
of like,
I'm not the mayor.
You're about horse-ish.
I'll damn it.
Shall we make this a challenge?
Let's do it.
I'm gonna put the
What is
yoke on him.
happening?
We're gonna try to yoke up one paladin and one
Oh my goodness.
warrior.
Can't we just
All right.
load the things that were going to be in that cart into the other cart?
There's no time for logic.
It's time. Should be a draft animal.
Does anyone else need any healing?
I think everybody should
Almost there.
be pretty
Pretty
good.
good. I'm pretty good.
Although,
Jix-
Zanner, you're showing up as having 0 hit points and 40 wounds.
Well, that sounds wrong.
Jix will heal up Iggy for 13.
Oh, thank
How
you.
so?
Using his healer's tools.
Oh, okay,
10
yeah.
minutes doing that.
Perfect. Okay, Sir Brenros, you sheathe your sword, sling your shield over your back. You're still in some heavyish armor, and you're going to try to attach yourself with
What?
bit and bridle to this wagon.
Trying to see if this is even remotely a thing, but you know.
All right.
The bridle will be on Brenros. I think the bit will go in Iggy's mouth.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You guys do so, and with we need someone to make a survival roll somehow to start connecting all these bits. Who's good at that?
I can do. I'm plus 10, I believe.
Sildren can go for it.
All right. And I really want to, anyways, just because it sounds like fun. So, 18 total.
18, you do a decent job of trying to hook them up. They're not designed for this, obviously, and you're wrapping your very janky jury-rigged ropes and leather straps. And it's kind of like a shameful thing where this knight of the Order of the Vigilant is just like, oh, they better not see me back at home.
No social media.
Zero says the wagoneer, Leah is wounded, and she normally teamsters drives the wagon.
I got this. Hand me the whip.
Oh, no.
Sildren climbs aboard with whip in hand,
Yeah, get it up.
and he starts whipping. You guys are pulling with all your might, I assume, and start
Oh,
to
yeah.
pull.
Oh.
All right,
Which
you are
wagon
able
does
to.
Jix get to drive.
There are no other wagons that require drivers.
Oh,
You can jump next to Sildren if you want.
yeah, Jix does that.
All right,
I'm
Jix, you're on that wagon.
Hey, can I have one of those?
Yeah, here, take a turn.
Now 4 whips coming down upon us.
There's a button.
The rest.
It just says Jix is my co-pilot.
Right.
The rest of you have to walk, but it's a slow going pace. But the whole little 3-wagon caravan starts its way down the road towards the town of Tabonry. The wagon rolls, it moves.
Sorry.
About an hour into travel, we need to make an athletics roll to see if this little endeavor comes to an end or not. Let's make an athletics roll from Iggy and Sir Brenros. Add +2 for the helpful whipping that Sildren has given you, and then
You're
subtract
welcome.
1 for that. Subtract 1 for that for the unhelpful extra whipping that Jix has given you.
17.
Yeah.
All right. Brenros, athletics +1.
24.
Whoa, that's pretty good. Brenros, you keep going, you keep pulling, you keep bowling. You're like, come on, Iggy, you start getting pissed that this is a waste. And you're like, and then you look back and you curse at Jix. For an hour, he had the handbrake on with a smile on his face the whole freaking time.
Jix, you're a
He lets go.
meat-headed shit sack.
Oh, I didn't know what this lever did. I'm sorry. Sorry, Iggs.
And it gets a lot easier, and you start rolling into town. You travel for most of the day, and you see the town of Tabonry is up ahead. You cross the prairie down this road. You pass another cart and wagon going the opposite direction. You wave as they go by, and you approach Tabonry. This is a town you have been to before. It's been about 4 months since you've been here. You've spent about a couple weeks here before doing some odds and ends and strange adventures in the past. You know the town somewhat. You know a few of the people there. But as you approach, things look different. The town of Tabonry is a walled town. It's a sizable town. It's an old town that used to be a fort. And over time, they built a big wall around the town. There's a river that splits right through the town as well. And then the town is on the edge of a large lake. You have walked down this road, kind of paralleling the river, and are heading towards a gate, a northish gate or a southeast gate. Can't remember, but you're heading towards a gate. You see two interesting things. One is the gate, which is normally open during the daytime, is closed, and you see people not in official Tabonry heraldry that you'd normally expect. The town guard outside, you don't see that. You see different people in a different heraldry on their armor. And two, you can see in the middle of town, even from this distance, over the town wall, you can see there is a new structure, a tall structure, some sort of interesting, fancy-looking building that was not there before, which seems really fastly constructed. And also in Tabonry, there are a bunch of ramshackle, crappy little wooden houses, crappy little shops, little tents and lean-tos. It's the town outside the town for people who aren't inside the town. And you and your triple wagons are rolling up, and they pull off to the side and start talking to some of the locals outside the town and get a place for where they can set up camp without causing too much trouble. And you guys help them out. You unpack. They thank you for your time. Zero comes up to you in particular, Sir Brenros. Thank you for guiding this way, and we wish you well in your endeavors, and I'm so glad you and your friends were there. If they weren't there this morning, we would have been dead for sure.
I'm glad we could be there for you, and thank you for having me travel alongside. You are fine company. Good people you travel with.
And he pats you on the back. If you need any cobbling, you know where to come.
And Brenros gives a nod, and off we go.
All right. What would you guys like to do?
Well, let's go up to the town, to the gate, and see what's going on. The portcullis.
Yeah.
All right. You head up to the gates. There are two pairs of two guys. There's two guys that are together, another group of two guys that are together. These look like well-trained militaristic people. They're wearing chainmail armor. All of them have big war hammers, either on their over their shoulder or on the ground, and they've got symbols of on their chainmail armor painted across the chains. You can make out some symbols of a hammer that's smashing into some sort of exploding sun or something like that. And let's see, Brenros, roll a 20-sided die for a secret roll that I cannot tell you about.
A natural 1.
All right.
As it is
Well,
a secret
Brenros
roll, which I will not know about, I do not get a hero point for this. So there you go.
He's just sticking his fingers into the chainmail. And all right, you guys are approaching them, and they see you coming. They open up the gate to let a wagon out, but then quickly close it behind the wagon as you guys are approaching. One of these guards calls out as you approach. He says, "Good afternoon. What brings you to our town?"
Push Zanner forward.
Peep and I! We are defenders of the realm, and we have been part of Tabonry for several months now. We're actually returning to speak with the mayor and possibly to confirm that the wolves have all been handled as they were supposed to be. If you recall, we were the ones that were helpful in defeating the undead army down with the south gates, and we are close friends of the guard chief.
Captain Valencia?
Valencia! No. The close!
No.
You don't want to know that guy.
It's,
Different character.
Hold on, I have a note here
Sam!
somewhere.
Yeah, no, she was really helpful.
Do go on. Yes.
So we're here to see that everyone's still good and that you have been keeping things in order. Defenders of the realm.
Zanner, make a diplomacy roll -3 for that awesome performance.
How dare you? That was the best. All right, diplomacy roll.
Vinali. Captain Vinali.
I did that one, Captain Vidali. That's worth +3, right?
No.
Okay.
Whoa!
Yeah!
What just happened?
Changed her name to Valencia, and
I may have heard of you. Who are you?
We are the defenders of the realm. I am Zanner. This is Idrisil. That's Iggy. This is Jix, and of course, Sir Brenros.
and Brenros gives
Don't
a
mention me, it's
Sildred.
fine.
bow.
Guy with the bird, Sildred.
I think we have heard of you. You were here before we came to town, I think. Something about some thieves you ran out of town, if I
Not
remember
just
correctly.
thieves, but the slavers. That's us.
Very impressive. I'm afraid I can't accommodate you with the mayor. The mayor of the town is long gone.
Understood. Who's in charge now?
That would be Brother Uvail.
That sounds correct. May we speak with
He
Brother
says
Uvail?
Lyingly. Exactly. Well, what is this about? You're checking up if things are fine? I'm confused.
Well, there's two things, and I'm not surprised you're confused. We're here to look for a young boy who came in earlier. His name is, Tilbrin. Tilbrin was supposed to be here. We just want to check to make sure that he's safe and to make sure that our beloved town of Tabonry is better off than when we left it.
I assure you it is. We've set things right here in town, and you did a good job of helping clean things up, but we've really kept control and made sure any other ne'er-do-wells are well clear of town.
And
I
who is
find that
we?
highly unlikely. And Brenros steps up.
Okay.
I'm looking for a thief who has wandered into your walls.
I assure you that's highly unlikely, as you say. We do not tolerate any kind of thievery, skullduggery, burglary, arson. Jix flinches. We don't tolerate any of that here, and we would know, and we would deal with it quickly, swiftly, and promptly. I said the same thing 3 times.
What if someone had a magic crystal box that would send you to another place in time, and would you deal with that person swiftly and promptly
Still not over that, Jix?
and quickly?
I said I was sorry.
I have no
Speaking
idea
of
what it is that you're talking about.
Who are we? Who are you? I guess would be the question.
We are the Renarian Brotherhood. We've come from the city of Mirskan to bring order to this town. As you know, this place has been filled with thieves and corruption and not well representative of what the Kingdom of Navarre is all about. And we have brought justice and brought order to the people who are very thankful and glad that we are here. So your efforts to come to check on things or what have you, while adorable, is entirely unnecessary.
Well, can we go in and see our friends? I mean, this is still an open town, I assume. We have other friends and people that we must meet with within
Peg!
the confines. Yes, like Peg.
Peg and Peg's Tavern. We know that one. That's a friend.
Yes, we are eager to close that place down as soon as we can. It's nothing but trouble.
Please
What
tell me
about
just-
the theater? I hear that's a nice spot.
I didn't know there was a theater in town. Look, we know the name Zanner. You are more than welcome, friend gnome, to come in and enjoy all the town has to offer. The rest of you, I think it might be better if you stayed outside.
Idrisil steps up to the guy and just quietly but firmly says, "Whose justice is it that you serve? My friend Brenros here serves his queen. The guards of this town, when we once stayed here, served the mayor and justice. They serve the people of this town. Do you benefit yourselves and close the gates, or do you welcome friends with open arms and
Brenros
trust them?
tightens ranks with Idrisil.
Okay.
And welcome them with
We
open arms and trust.
We serve the justice of the Renarin brothers, and we bring order where there is chaos, and we have the writ and 100% approval of the Navarran Senate to be here. This is our town. Wait, that's a play. This is our this Tabonry belongs to us. We control it on behalf of the people. It is flourishing like it has never flourished before, and I do not take kindly to your tone, elf.
It just so peeks kind of through. He doesn't move, but he looks as much as he can through the portcullis to see the tower above on the other side of the wall. And just, is that why you built your defenses so close to the front gate?
He said, "You don't know what you're talking about, and you're about to
and you don't know who
get
you're talking to.
You had best mind your tone, elf, or I will arrest you before you even begin to enter this gate. And we have a place for people like you, and it is hard labor in the mines for miscreants and those that do not respect authority. We take this quite seriously, I assure you."
How many of them are there?
There are 4 of them.
No.
Warhammers.
No. Sildren just sort of just saddles up besides Idrisil and is like, "Hey, buddy, it's okay. There's other ways to work. Worry about these
same foot he used to push Zanner forward, he's using to kind of
push
kick me
push
back a little
Idrisil
bit.
back. Yeah.
All right.
Does
What-
chicks are there? How does this gate open? Is it just like a secret knock? Is there a lock or? Are there
It's a
keys?
portcullis. It comes down, right?
I'm trying to remember. Let's say the gate. Yeah, let's do a portcullis. We can do that. So it's a portcullis that comes down, big metal bars. There is a guardhouse just on the inside where they control it, and then you've got these 4 guys outside
How do
talking to you.
how do the 4 guys outside tell the people on the inside to open or close it?
They just yell.
It's like a bank waiting room. There's like an entryway and then
Everyone's 6 feet apart.
yeah.
Okay.
So what did you do with the guard that was here previously?
Oh, those were just a corrupt nightmare. They're all gone.
Where to?
They've been run out of town. A few were found guilty of treason against the kingdom, and others were politely ask to leave.
What of the captain of the guard? She was good.
Vinali, Captain Vinali was her name.
She is in town, yes. I'm not quite sure where. She's still around, I'm sure.
I
Well-
would like to go in and speak with her.
Come right in, sir. And they raise the portcullis a bit. He says, one coming through. And says, is
I
there
think
any other
we're-
important business?
I think we're all going to come through. We all have business here.
And we're all very famous, you know. We are, as he
And-
said, defenders of the realm.
And what
We
is
sort
this
of
business?
come as a group. We've already said where there's many people that we must speak to in the town. We have friends here. This is, I mean,
A social event is not an important reason for you to come in. Come now.
so is this town not open for business anymore?
It's not open to the likes of people wielding swords and spells at their own leisure. We have to keep an eye on things now. We can't just let the likes of you and you and you and this goblin thing in.
The people
I mean,
who
we can-
started the revolution that brought you in and cured the town of the evils that were visited upon it by miscreants. You cannot allow us in.
Make a diplomacy roll, Sildred.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
16?
Total of 16.
Yeah.
He looks around and says, unless you have an important business, unless you have something, written approval to enter, you have to have some purpose other than chatting with friends. I just can't
I have
let
a business here.
the likes of you in.
Of course.
Brenros would like to step forward a little close, probably uncomfortably close to the guard.
All right.
I have listened to you insult these good people long enough. You are looking for business and reason to enter. Then you will open in the name of a high queen. I'm still learning her name.
I've only served her for 40 years.
You'll open up as I serve the High Queen Salvier, and I have business in her regard.
Make an intimidation roll +5.
That's a huge plus.
Plus 5. That is 14, 21.
You rolled a 21?
That's 21 in total. It's I've got 7 intimidation.
I don't see the roll.
Did you roll
you gotta-
actual dice, Christopher?
I rolled
We're
actual
on
dice.
we're
Sorry.
on Twitch.
No,
Roll
Sorry.
fantasy grounds.
I'll re-roll if permitted. I'll use the dice here, and it's plus
No,
5.
just- yes.
There you go.
He actually rolled physical dice? Oh my god.
Who does that?
The audacity.
Wow, I got another critical. What do you know? All right, what did you get?
I'm throwing the die. I threw the dice on here, but it didn't go onto the board where you need it to actually make contact.
I see a 19 with intimidation +5 is a total of
5.
24. Yeah. He balks. He steps back a little bit. All right, sir. I will allow you to come through. I will only allow the rest of this motley group, a motley crew, some might say, if you personally vouch for their character and that they will get into no trouble while they are within this town's walls. Do I have your promise to that?
All
Sir?
eyes turn towards Jix.
Claim no one.
Jix is just, doing the Hail Mary, whatever, like fingers crossed, all kinds of different.
Scouts honor.
Yeah.
Literally
Yeah,
everyone
all
of
of it.
you can trust
All of
me.
it.
Brenros places his hand upon his shield and says, I vouch for all here except you.
Oh! And then he promptly walks into the porculus over and over again.
Now open the gate so I can storm away dramatically.
What's your name,
he
guard?
He glares at you, Iggy, and does not respond, but you get a good look at his face and make note of who he is. And yeah, he glares for sure at you. And he says, open the gate. We have five more coming through. And Zanner's just skipping along further into the town. He's left you guys way behind.
Snatch his name tag off.
You guys go in, and the porculus comes down behind you and closes. You are inside the town of Tabonry, and where would you like to go?
Oh, guys, you're here.
To get Zanner, yeah.
Yeah. Probably, I would say pegs to start to get some information. Find out what's really going on here.
What does this tower look like? Is it like a clock tower? Are there guards kind of on a precipice on the top level? Does it look like a religious tower?
Good question. So, one correction: it's not near the wall or the gate. It's inside, more of a middle part of town where the river comes right through the town. It's tall. It's the tallest building in town now. It is 4 stories tall. It is of impressive architecture with lots of ribbing on the outside for support. It looks fancy, like a school type environment, like a fancy wizard school or something like that. You're not sure yet, but it's further into town that's away from Peg's Tavern. So you can certainly go there now, or you can go to Peg's or somewhere else.
No, I just wanted to make sure I had the right visual. I am following Zanner and Brenros's pace, looking back at this guard who's a bit of a bitch.
All right. You guys walk across town and you arrive at Peg's Tavern. This is a place you've been to before, and you stride in through the doors, and it is a multi-tiered tavern that has like a dozen big circular tables on the bottom floor. It has 2 balconies up at the top with a couple tables there that look down. It's like an open balcony section. There's a little stage where there is a lone bard that is playing sad music on a lute. There are not many people here at all. It is actually completely empty. And there is a bartender named Peg who is sitting up from a chair, just kind of chilling out and relaxing. He stands up. He's got a wooden leg and says, welcome, Sir Brenros. While I live and breathe, you're back.
I am indeed. It's fine place you've still got here. Though I hear that's in trouble.
Maybe you've brought the lads. You've brought all of them with you. It's good to see you all. Easy. Freaking Dino from the Flintstones. Yes, it's good to see you.
The place hasn't changed at all. I remember that table, and that was that chair I sat in that one time, and you've got that one right over there. It's very quiet. That's different. That's a little different. I was hoping there might be an old friend here with bells.
Oh, please no.
You're talking about Jesto the Jester.
Jesto!
Yes. I had to let him go. Business is not good. No.
He's the best.
You know, like my friend keeps saying, cheer up, man. It could be worse. You could be stuck underground in a hole full of water. I know he means well.
Thank you. That's really...
Is the tavern usually this quiet after a joke like that?
Yes, it normally is. Come in. Let me get you some drinks. And he gets some ales out for you guys and sits down with you at the table. It's been months since I've seen you. And Sir Brenros, I didn't think you were going to be back for another year or 2 or 3.
The business at hand has me traveling more than usual. Actually looking for someone and some things, too. And it has brought me here with friends.
I remember you used to have a whole pole over there with a bunch of signs all over it for different things for adventurers. What happened?
He says, things have changed since you've been gone. Anything that's been up there is certainly old and not good anymore. Good stuff has happened to the town and bad stuff has happened to the town, and I'm barely hanging in there, it seems. Not many people come into the tavern. I think the new people in charge are kind of making a point to keep people away.
We ran into them at the gate. It didn't seem too friendly.
Yes.
They call themselves the Brothers. They're a rather zealous lot, all about law and light are the things they keep bringing up. Shine the light, get out the roaches and rats from town, and bring law. And I don't know, my tavern needs a little bit of an edge, a little bit of a danger to it, and that doesn't quite fit what they have in mind. I'm not sure what to do, but they are serious folks.
How did they gain?
Let's be careful around them.
How did they gain such power and reputation over the town in such a short amount of time?
There was rumors that due to changes in the political structure, you guys were right around here at that time where we had a bunch of those slavers sent packing, and there was some changes with other political groups, and it was just a bit of a chaotic mess that somehow they got approval from the Navaran Senate back in the city of Mirskan to come here and take over the town. There was no vote for mayorship. That was completely skipped, and they've completely taken over the town. They've somehow erected that temple of theirs in the middle of town overnight. And I mean, literally overnight. And they've got these armed, pious soldiers walking the streets. And the people were resistant, resilient to it, but then they came to accept it and value it, because they did bring law, but that grasp is tight and is unforgiving. And this is not the town I came to.
Do you detect any foul play amongst them? Is it all a unanimous thought process? Do they have any outliers in their own ranks, or?
I don't detect foul play. I detect they are stubborn, they are hard, they are inflexible. If you break a crime, you are locked away, you disappear. They make sure everyone knows what that crime is. But some of these crimes are ridiculous. If you try to approach their temple at night, you can be fined heavily. If you cross the river without using one of the bridges, like using a barge or something like that, just ridiculous crimes at times. It's
what of the toadies?
Not what I'm used to. The toadies have been a big mess. Those are the I don't know if you know them, Brenros. They're a bunch of
I know
bargemen.
they don't put up with a lot of forcefulness, to say the least.
No, they've been kicked out of town. They still bring their barges down the river, and they still have their little floating little village out on the lake. But they are not allowed to set foot. I'm surprised any half-elf like the toadies, he says, nodding towards Sildren. Sildren, you're half-elf, right?
Mm-hmm. I am, yeah.
Yeah, he says, I'm surprised any half-elf. They've really clamped down on anyone who is one of those toady bargemen. If you're not one of them and you're an upright citizen and squeaky clean, you're fine. But otherwise,
it's squeaky
you're
clean
in trouble.
By their standard, of course.
They're rigid standards.
It took invoking the name of the queen to get our time in here. I do only wish to bring further law. I do see that their grasp is rather significant here, but I would serve only to further that, as I am looking for a thief myself.
A thief in here? That's a hard thing to do.
Do you still have your ear to the ground? That one could come to you with names or whatnot, or does that come at heavy coin nowadays?
I would always help out a friend. You and I, we used to adventure back in the day. I've saved your life before. You saved mine. I can certainly help out, and I'm sure you will in time help out a struggling proprietor like myself. So certainly ask away.
I look for one man by the name of Nikan. Nikan is guilty of a crime of thievery.
But you said Khan. It was Khan.
He has taken several of the ceremonial chalices from the sacred halls, and I am here to bring him to justice, but I need to find him first.
Oh, you're done.
I can prattle on further if you like.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, you're normally a very level-headed adventurer in the years I've known you as Brenros, but you seem to have a bit of a fire in your eyes on this one, and I have never heard anyone. I remember a time when that halfling made a joke about your queen a decade ago, and you didn't take that too kindly. For someone to actually steal from your queen. Yes, I would have pity on that man when you find him. I don't recognize the name, though. Why do you think he's here?
The last caravan I had traveled with, they had talked about how this Nakan had mingled with them and eventually stole from them. And this was the last big city I thought he might be hiding in. Certainly to try and sell these chalice in some way to make some coin.
I can imagine. There is a antiques dealer in town you might try. There is a market in town that's been pushed to one small section of the plaza in the middle of town near their new church. But that's all I can think of. But these, if it's stolen, if they are known as stolen goods, I can't imagine anyone trying to buy them.
Not just any items. These are magical and ceremonial. They're significant in their use.
Whoa! They sound neat!
It would not be a simple thing to just pawn them off in some market, I don't think. But this is your town.
I assure you there is no such thing as some silly magic shop here in Tabonry, or I would know about it. There's nothing like that, and I've not heard of this criminal. Zanner dies.
There is! There is! You guys, everybody, grab it! Grab your pins! The Meyer pins!
What are you talking about, Zanner?
Xander starts reaching around for his gear. He starts looking inside his jacket.
Mine right here. It's right here.
He's looking for these little things that they received a really, really long time ago, back when they were only defenders of Edlin Home, called a Meyer pin. And the last time we were in Tabonry, Sir Brenros, you're the one that told us this before we left. The Meyer pin was something that if you knew how to, he had a phrase, if you could follow the light, or if you're of the light, you could use the Meyer pin. And they detected the most magical items of any magical item that could ever be. It was a magical shop that we would get into, and the Meyer pins allowed us to get into the shop. If you didn't have the pin, you couldn't find the shop. And once you were in the shop, it moved, it transferred, it disappeared again. And that is something that a thief who would steal these magical, really special chalices, that's the one place that he could absolutely sell them. Meyer buys everything magical. If they're rarer, the better. And this is something that he would look for. Huh?
Oh,
Huh?
you have my attention now.
So how do we find the place?
Well, you go back to where it was, right? We follow the pins and see if they buzz us there.
I don't know if I have a pin.
You do not.
We don't. No, that we've got 5 of them. I had Jix's from his, and Iggy was holding yours, and Sildren, you've got one, and Idrisil, you've got one, right?
It's right here on my lapel.
Yeah. We have them.
Yeah. Let's go make it work. Zanner doesn't
Remember when you guys left? They stopped vibrating, and it wasn't. It was just the cellar again.
Well, that was like months ago. Maybe it's back.
Okay.
All right, jump cut to an alleyway courtyard in the back. Hold on a second, and it is completely quiet as Zanner stands forlorn at this door that does not open. No one answers. Jix picks the locks too, and inside is just a dusty cellar. The magic shop is not there.
No.
Sad magic detection.
It was a fine.
There is no magic.
Oh.
Jump cut back to Peg's Tavern about 30 minutes later. The conversation
There we were in the
continues.
Dark alley.
What has happened with the wolves?
Wolves, that renegade group. I've never really got to know much of them, but they have. I've heard they've all but disappeared from town, but I still hear tales of those people. I don't know what fight they're fighting, but I don't have much to tell you about the wolves.
And do you know anything of Captain Vinali? And what is she? The guard seemed to think she was still in town here.
Yeah, Captain Vinali. She's doing some sort of guard work at a work camp, I think. Her and a few of the quote unquote good guards were retained. The whole lot of the rest of them, though, were fired, and the previous town's guards they were sent to watch over some sort of factory or mine or something like that. I can't remember, but they're here in town.
Maybe we should find them.
We should try to find somebody that we know.
It would be good to talk to Vinali.
Sure.
She would be our only other potential lead at the moment.
There's a guardhouse that she used to run herself. She was the previous captain of the guard. You could try there. It's a guardhouse in the plaza. Just be mindful. That's the same plaza where their church is. They take themselves seriously. Stay clear of these brothers.
What time of day is it now?
Let's get an evening time.
Okay.
It's always happy hour at Peg's.
Jalapeno poppers.
They let us in at Brenros' demand, but they pretty heavily insisted that we don't be out at night. That seems to be.
Let's go back to the Full Feathers. We can get some rooms.
All right.
Oh, then we'll start
Agreed.
again in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. You guys go to the inn called the Fall Feathers Inn. They are excited to have your business. You rest there for the night. You can see from the Fall Feathers Inn, you can have a good view of the plaza. The plaza is a big, wide open space. That is where the former mayor's fort used to be. It overlooks the river that cuts right through town. And you see where there was a large fountain type thing in one of your previous escapades. You dealt with magic and portals and all that craziness in that plaza. And right on that very spot is where this big, huge church for this brotherhood has been magically constructed. It looked impressive and daunting during the daytime or just as night was falling as you entered the inn. But then it is lit up by intense magical light from the outside. Huge, ever-burning continual lights of different colors light up the outsides. There's some stained glass that you can't imagine the cool colors that are on the inside. It's extremely well lit and bright. You can see as you look out your windows of your rooms, there are several pairs of those guards, those Brotherhood guards walking in pairs with their giant hammers. And they're just walking around talking quietly or silently, and there's no one else out on the streets.
Well, let's get to...
With the few guards.
Well, I was thinking let's get to the inn and rest till morning.
No, I was just saying there's only a few guards on the street, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys rest for the night. It is morning time. You scrounge up some food, and what do you want to do?
I want to ask them to turn the lights down. It's dark. I'm trying to sleep in here. Okay.
Like Kenny Rogers chicken light coming through.
We're gonna go to the guardhouse to run into Vanali. Is that the plan?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
Do we have
Okay.
where this antique merchant is as well? Did I get that?
Yeah, sure. He passed that along.
Okay.
Peg.
I'll just keep that in mind.
All right. So you're going to the guardhouse. It's not far away. It's just like a 2-minute walk. The guardhouse is located on the river's edge here in the plaza. But instead of where in the past you've gone here and there have been some sketchy looking corrupt town guards, here there is a pair of these brothers with their chainmail armor and their hammers waiting and getting a little more attentive as you approach their guardhouse. And the guardhouse is like a 2.5-story tower. It's kind of squarish as you approach, and they stand up. They're not used to people coming to them.
Hello, greetings.
Hello.
Hello. We come to see Vanali.
The guy says, good morning. What brings you here?
We are here to speak to Captain Vanali. She is a friend of ours.
And we are defenders of the realm. I am Zanner.
Oh, you're Zanner. We heard you were in town.
Ah, yeah. You guys look great. What's your name?
Why do you need to know? God darn it, randomly generated. My name is Olish. That's what you get when you ask my randomly generated name. Olish.
Olish, you look like an Olish. I knew a guy like you once, and he was one of my best friends. It's probably not you, but you sure seem nice to me. Hey, we're going to walk right in here to go see Vanali real quick, okay? You have a great day.
Hold on. What's this all about?
That's fine. I'll sign it for you. Olish with an O, is that right? there you go. You're a great guy.
It just sees this guy stunned and just keeps going with the group.
He's befuddled by what happens and says, he says, wait, the Vanali is two things. Hold on, two things. One, Vanali is not in our guardhouse. You silly, adorable gnome. She's down in the mine. And two, she's not a captain anymore. So let's just be clear on that.
What is she now?
She's a guard and a mediocre one at that, but she's far away in a below in a very secure mine.
Sounds like she's probably keeping it the best it could possibly be. Unless you were there, Olish, then you'd be doing a better job. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go this way now. No reason.
And where are you going?
Xander turns left. Literally no direction specific.
Just going. All right. Zanner walks off.
Where's the mine at? Olish.
He says it's I can show Xander, yeah. And he motions to his friend to stay there, and he comes over with you, Xander. So you're the defender of Edlin. No, you're defender of the realm, huh? And he starts walking you down through the town. What have you done? I've heard some great tales, something about slaying some sort of monsters or something or other.
Well, let's just talk about yesterday real quick, shall we? So there was a whole bunch of animal crit that was coming through that was wild. There's a whole caravan that were just terrified by them. But tell you what, all the rest of us, we took care of him. I threw fire at him. I threw acid at him and totally killed him. He took out a horse, but that's okay because we got through that because the wagon that was over there. But there was another guy over this way that we were able to beat the whole way down. And then we were able to get through the guard here because he also knew who I was because he was the defender around the realm. Huh?
It's almost
right. The mine's just up ahead. I gotta go back.
How's that go? Never meet your heroes.
He points to a structure that is looks like a house that has been worked on, a stone house. They've done a lot of construction and they've converted it into some sort of mining entrance way. So there's lots of carts and ore and wagons and metal mining carts. You could even see some tracks that come out of a side door. You think this place used to be some shops several months ago, but they've totally refurbished it. And there's some sort of mine in here down below this building in this very town. And you are approaching this place. You see there are a bunch of workers that look dirty. There's one guard outside this place who does not look like any of these brothers. He looks like a sketchy, normal Tabonry former town guard. And that's what you see as you're
right
approaching.
There, we need to talk to him. So we'll approach him.
All right. He sees you coming and puts his hand to his sword and stands up. Hello?
That was a question. Yes.
What does this guy look like?
He looks like he's...
What's his name?
That could have been any age between 30 and 70.
He looks really bad, like he shouldn't be holding a sword, and he's like barely hanging in there. He's essentially he's slightly poorer Sir Brenros.
Oh.
Slightly poorer.
Slightly.
Hello, friend. We are here to see a former companion of ours.
Are you?
Yes.
Who
Captain,
are you?
The former Captain Vinali. We're told she is a guard here now.
I know her.
Everything's a question.
We're losing him.
Where is she?
Can you help us out with getting to her? Maybe bring her here. Let us go to her. We need to talk.
It's okay. It's okay. I got this.
I could.
Hi! I'm Zanner.
I know you.
Yeah. You don't know me? Yeah. No, you should. We're Zanner. We're defenders of the realm. We're here to check out the mines and make sure they're as safe as you're supposed to make them. Because we found out, the guy that keeps everything safe. Is that right?
Make a diplomacy roll. 13.
Yeah.
Wow. No. What?
Okay. Who's the guy? You look like the
What?
guy.
What guy?
The guy that
I'm
keeps
Vreen?
things I'm safe.
I keep things safe.
I thought so.
Has my tone run its course?
Pull yourself together.
Here's what we're gonna do.
We're gonna go down and we're gonna go down there.
I can't allow that. I get in some trouble if that happened.
No, you
They don't-
won't.
they don't-
Here. You're a good guy. Zanner hands him a gold piece.
He takes it and backs off like any former good Tabonry guard would, and walks around the side of the building to keep himself busy somewhere else.
That was very good, little buddy.
I remember Tabonry.
Okay.
The good
You
old
guys-
days.
You guys head in, and you can hear lots of sounds of steam and hissing. There's some sort of mechanical machine stuff going on below. There are some carts that are here loaded with ore. You can see there's a foreman type guy who is barking some orders to some other workers. They're covered in dirt and look really, their hands are all grubby and dirty. And there's a giant elevator that's been constructed that's big enough to hold like 2 wagons side by side. That's here as well. There's
How
a
many
couple
horses is
ladders that go down. What do you guys want to do?
Search for the missing children from the village.
Wait, that's different. Still though, it might be a good idea to keep calling out the name of children.
Children?
Tilbrin.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tilbrin.
Or at least keep a lookout for.
So we're just gonna walk around this mine going, Tilbrin! Tilbrin!
So you're at this entrance at the top. What do you want to do?
Zanner's interested in going down. Let's go find
Yeah.
some people.
Yeah, let's.
All right,
let's go see if
Jix,
we
what do
can
you
find
want to do?
Molly.
Jix is just gonna follow. He's kind of
All right.
just kind of gathering his bearings. This was the last place he was prior to getting dispatched.
Mm-hmm.
So
It was here
Just
then
kinda
the
taking it all
monkey
in at the
spire thing.
Okay, how are you getting down?
Isn't there an elevator?
There's some ladders as well. Something else you want to do? I don't know.
So the guy barking orders. I'm just gonna. Sildren walks up to him and is, "Hi, I'm Sildren. You might know Zanner, the defender of the realm here, but he's over there."
He shakes his head no. What's going on? I'm busy here.
We're looking for Vinali.
Yeah, she's down on 3
Great.
today.
Appreciate the help. Come on, guys. She's down on 3. Let's go. And then we'll get on the elevator.
Confidently walking like he owns the place, Sildren goes into the elevator. The rest of you follow, and you pull a lever, and nothing happens. You push a lever, and then the whole thing chunks down, and then goes down, and starts descending. There are chains around you that are somehow being powered. You can see a blast of steam come out of the wall for a bit, and you start descending and descending. The smell, there's a burning smell as you start to drop and drop and drop.
Did we see anything that they might have been actually mining while we've been?
Yeah,
in
you
here?
saw lots of ore being sitting in mining carts and in one of the wagons outside.
What kind of ore do we know?
Make a crafting roll, Sildren.
You're really good at those.
I had to be the one to ask, didn't I?
Can Jix?
5.
5.
This is a rock.
Can
All
Jix?
these rocks in here.
It's a fancy
Sildren,
rock.
Sildren, you cannot identify it by taste, but Jix, on the other hand,
All right.
Can you tell me what this
Get a roll
tastes
as well.
like?
Jix rolls a 28.
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
And he does take a
Jix.
lick.
Jix, you identify as iron and decent quality iron that they have been pulling out of the earth, and you did not know Tabonry was known for that.
This is high quality stuff here. This is grade A. Number 1, 24 karat iron ore. I didn't even know they made this stuff down in the mines here in Tabonry. Or found it or mined it, whatever they do with it.
Is that important?
I don't know, just some new information that I was told by the game master.
The lift comes to a stop, and there's a placard that's on a wooden placard with a number 3 crudely painted on it that's been hammered into the wall, and you can see this opens up into a squarish carved section. There are a couple mining carts here, and you can see a couple workers that are loading stuff into a cart. There are a couple tunnels that branch off. You can hear lots of hammering and banging and orders being given out above and below. It's a pretty big operation that you see, and you also see that these workers that are down below are in chains. Their hands are not bound, but their legs are chained, not tightly together so they can still walk, but they can't run easily. And they are also, some of them are chained together, and they don't look too happy.
So a little involuntary employment.
Sure. We're here. What do you want to do?
What is the lighting situation? Are there torches everywhere?
There are oil lamps scattered throughout this entrance, and then they're on down the tunnels. There's very sporadic oil lamps, and they're creating smoke that's hanging up near the top.
Is there a guard or something nearby?
You see no guard, just these people that are pushing this cart slowly in position down some tracks. The tracks look new, and that's what they're doing.
You're free now. Come.
Do we hear any sounds from down the mine shaft?
Yeah, you hear lots of banging and digging sounds. You hear orders being, carry it over there and watch out, we're coming through from down different mining shafts, from above, from below. It's a big operation.
Okay.
Sildren will approach the first person he sees, and it's like, we need to speak to Vanali. Where is she?
He says, the lady, she's down over there. And he points down one of the mine shafts and just kind of shies away from you. I don't want any trouble.
No, you don't. No, you don't. And then we'll
Get back to work.
Yeah, I can.
Jix still has his
have
whip.
that whip. Yeah. Yeah. Let's walk down towards where Vanali is.
Mm-hmm. All right. You walk over towards Vanali's location. You walk down the mine shaft. You walk past an oil lamp that's giving off more smoke than light, and you reach a intersection where it branches off into 2 different areas. You see there are several people here, maybe half a dozen workers that are hammering away. And you see your friend, Captain Vanali. She was the former captain of the town guard. She is here. She is leaning against a wall, maybe half dozing. And she looks through the darkness as you approach, trying to figure out exactly where you need to go to be assigned your job or what's happening. Then she sees you have weapons in the darkness and kind of stands upright. Then her face just kind of drops, and she sees Sildren leading the way with the rest of the group behind, and she says, "How is this possible? How are you here? What are you doing here?" She walks past and almost knocks over 2 of the workers, one of which is a young kid with bright red hair. Yeah. And she comes over and says, "What? How is this possible? It's good to see you, don't get me wrong, but what are you doing here?"
We've Well, we've come back for other reasons, but things have changed here, have they not?
Rapidly, seriously. Yeah.
Why are you even still here? I mean, at this point, you should probably just leave.
You may be right. They pay well enough for now, and I'm trying to figure out what my next move is. This certainly isn't sustainable. What are you doing here again? How are you? I did not expect to see the lot of you coming through the darkness and the smoke to this very shaft where I work.
Call it divine providence.
And we're looking for
We'll go with
children.
that.
Children!
There's a young guy who kind of perks up with red hair in the distance, and the captain. I keep calling her captain. Vanali says, "You're here to stir up some trouble, I imagine, then, right?"
Yeah, of course.
Us? No, never trouble.
Here to find
I think that's
maker is what I am.
I think I just found some, and I've got some information that might be of use to you. Let's find a place where we can talk, and we will stop there for tonight. All right, that is the end of our first live stream. Thanks for coming, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Wash your hands.